Once again, welcome to Legal Matters. The name is David Darko from Justice and Law Solicitors. We are bringing you Legal Matters today, and we are going to talk about some important areas today. We are going to be looking at update in relation to COVID-19 and UK immigration law. We will also be looking at Home Office announcement that they made in respect to spouses, you know, and especially in the light of the financial requirement, the fellow scheme, and so on and so forth, and the roundabout 10 or the U10 that the Home Office also made. So we'll be looking at that as well, because I've had a lot of telephone calls from people asking whether there has been any changes in the light of the fellow scheme and so on and so forth. So we're going to be looking at it and how it has been reported in the independent newspapers. So we'll be looking at that as well. And then the main topic today is going to be about paragraph 297 of the immigration rules. You know, getting yourself ready from day one. Many a times, you know, people travel to this country with the hope of a better life. They come in, they will hustle, they will struggle. In the end, they will manage to get their papers. And as soon as they get the papers, the natural reaction is to bring your children. So if you are holding indefinite leave to remain, or you have managed to acquire British citizenship, what are the requirements? What are the preparatory work? What do you need to do today for a better tomorrow? Many a times, you know, a lot of us wait until such time that we want to bring our children. At that point, that we will try to assemble documents, and it doesn't help. So today we are going to be looking at the pitfalls and what you can do in order to prepare yourself for that eventuality. What you need to do in order to prevent the pitfalls. We'll be looking at that. And the case laws relation to paragraph 297. And in the light, or especially, there's a doctrine called the doctrine of sole responsibility. What is it that you need to do in order to be able to satisfy the doctrine of sole responsibility? So all those people who have tuned in, thank you very much for tuning in. I will ask that you share the program for us so that we can get into every corner of this world, so that when people are perhaps contemplating in bringing about their children to the UK, either they are holding indefinite, or perhaps, you know, they've got British citizenship and they want to bring their children to this country. What is it that they need to do? Many a times people say that it's easy. As long as you have your stay, as long as you have your British citizenship, it's easy to bring your children. Is that the case? Those who have gone through this process knows that it's not that simple and it's not that easy. Plus the cost involved. It is not a joke. So for me, I think equipping yourself with the knowledge today will help you for a brighter future tomorrow. So it's very, very important that we know what is expected of us in relation to the law, and what needs to be satisfied in order to be able to basically satisfy the relevant rules. Like they will say, there's a saying that I'm going to say, and it's an old Jamaican saying. Sometimes when you want to bring your child, you are bound to have someone, either the person has attempted to bring his own child, or the person has been successful to bring his own child. And the idea or the notion of MBA means meba abrochire ache, and I said meba hache. That attitude, it crops in. As you are trying to give your case to a lawyer to do the job for you, the person will tell you that, oh, I brought my own children, I can do it for you. Those days are done. The law keeps changing every day and every time. And therefore, such applications, even lawyers, sometimes we struggle because it's not easy. The requirements are so tough that sometimes, it's almost impossible to be able to overcome that hurdle. So today, we're going to take our time and go through stage by stage so that if you are in that situation, you start the preparatory work today, not tomorrow. And certainly not the time that you want to bring your child. Preparation is everything. But like I said, unfortunately, you're going to have some people, as soon as you are trying to engage the services of a lawyer, because they've been in this country for so long, sometimes, unfortunately, they think that they know everything. So they have a qualification called MBA, Meba Bruchache, and Asa Meba Yache. That does not mean that you know everything. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. But it doesn't mean you know it all. So sometimes it's very, very important, especially when it comes to children's application, to get someone who is qualified, someone who is current, someone who knows what is happening, someone who knows what is going on today to be able to help you. I'm not saying that come to only justice and law solicitors, but seek the relevant legal advice from the relevant legal person so that it can become a bit bearable, because the stress that people go through and this type of applications, once you mess up, it's so difficult and almost impossible to do what? To undo the damage. So for me, I think it's important that from day one, you get it right and have your peace of mind. We're going to go through deep and then we know what we need to do. Like I said, it's a Jamaican saying, sometimes when it comes to this, that's where people show their ignorance. And what they would normally say, the higher that the monkey swings, the more likely them are gonna show empathy. So that is how it is. Sometimes, when it comes to this, people show their ignorance. They will talk, this is how it is done. I've done my own. I've done it for a lot of people, blah, 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 blah. It's all just talk because the law changes every single day. So before we start this program, we will take this opportunity to thank all those people who have tuned in, and also to remind them that, as usual, they should share the program for us, because last week's program, the last time I checked, was over 3,500, views only on Facebook. I haven't checked the YouTube. So by all means, we thank you for your participation once again, and all those who have been supporting us over the years. There are people who have been supporting us indirectly, and sometimes they don't want anyone to know that they have been very, very positive change, or they are promoting what we are trying to do within our communities. We thank you all, and also may the Lord Almighty God bless you. Sometimes, some people would do it, but they wouldn't want anyone to know that they are doing it. Everyone is different. Some people are, like they say, extroverts and introverts. We have different types of people. Everyone is different. So we thank you. If you have tuned in, by all means, do the best that you can and share the program for us. The reason being that I'm doing my bit here. If you are watching me today, you need to ask yourself, what is it that you can also do to spread this? What you are trying to do here is educational program. What is it that you are also doing to spread it? So we will encourage you to share the program. Mr. Bismarck Akwesi Adams, you know that you've just joined us from Reading. Thank you very much for tuning in. Eva Odro, all the way from Kent. Nana Hema, Teresa Sakwabia, wherever you are, good morning to you. Abigail Jemfi, also good morning to you. I will be calling you today. Nana Bob, also we thank you for tuning in. Rosemary Edia, Boss Lady Bako Pe, Obini Nenim and Obidi Nechi. In fact, Obini Ninchain and Obisusuni Ninchain or Demufua. Maybe I will be a chacha and anopay. Michael Ama, Mr. PC, maybe I also will be a chacha and anopay. akosia sewa a free year. Yes, we free year ampa. Edin a free year dear. Ye de to na chese baby ewu na chese we free year pa. Also baby a ubia ye chiachaw ene anope. Nana Ajiman also so ye chiachaw. Ebe say yene Mr. Amwe betwetwe komo kakra na seminsro de me say some ye bias. Nana ya de Nana Ajiman de me say you deserve award because I could see say every Ghanaian program you do the best that you can and you share as much as you can. And for me, I can't speak for everyone. I do monitor, you know, and I could see that you are everywhere. All the Ghanaian programs, you know, you are a patriot. You know, when you say patriotism, not just a medical no, ana midi hu adanse. Sana otrosem no ekachre. O si de yehu no ana yeni hu adanse. Etimi de mehu na me ye de midi hu adanse. Mehu say Ghana programs everywhere. You are there sharing and promoting. I wish you say we can all do this because we need to promote our community and we need to promote what we have as well. Because by so doing, you know, we are encouraging the next generation. Because oya adieno na se ubiampo enfia, it doesn't give encouragement. It doesn't, you know, give people, you know, encouragement to push forward. So we thank you very much. My old colleague, Mr. David Akin-Samuels, long time, wherever you are, good morning to you. I hope you are keeping well. Vivian Esibe, also wherever you are, I know you are keeping well. And Ama Amankwa, wherever you are, good morning to you. Obapa Lydia, also I will say good morning to you. Mamunyina Achi, and then Yankopon Adam Osade Yabebiem, Mr. Kwame Bedi, made himself also what join us. Made himself family no ubia ehoye na obetime nka so miguso pa so na Mr. Bafo Mike Bafo ewua baby a ubia so oni abusuafo ni nyina ye chiacham ene anope ene ede na ewo dwaso anase ede ensem na ye deba this week, as we know, immigration and COVID-19 is like anyone's business. Every single day, something is happening. Every single minute, there is announcement and announcement and upon announcement. It gets to a time that everyone gets confused, you know, and therefore I think it's important, you know, working in this field to be able to sum everything up that has occurred during the last couple of weeks and update people so that we know what is happening, so that we know what is going on. The first area that I will talk about, unfortunately, is about Home Office going ahead with deportations, despite United Nations warning that they risk spreading of coronavirus. People will be surprised, and I'm going to read this. This was published in the independent newspapers in the UK. Independent newspapers in the UK, and this is about a day or two ago. If you just Google it, Home Office going ahead with deportation to Lithuania, and United Nations have made it very, very clear that that practice is not good because it will help spread the virus, which is called the COVID-19. Now I'm just going to read it. I'm just going to read it so that we know exactly what is happening. Because some people sit there and they think that deportation has been halted. But let's listen to this. Independent newspapers. The Independent has learned that a charter flight is set to depart from the UK to Lithuania on Friday, which was yesterday. But the United Nations, they call for the UK to suspend all flights. But yet, that is not happening. It seems to me, or from the newspaper's point of view, the Home Office are taking no for an answer. This is Lithuania. So people should bear this in mind. This is Europe. European nationals are being what? Are being deported. The newspaper also goes on to report that 24 removals from the UK took place between 20th of March and 3rd of April alone. Returning individuals from Bulgaria, Romania, Hong Kong, Poland, and the United States of America. And the United States of America. And I know that some people will be surprised that how come the UK can deport people from the United States. And in fact, the first case that I heard, I thought it was a setup. Because I see this white dude who walked into an immigration firm seeking advice about deportation and removal from the UK, coming from the United States of America. So I listened to him, took instructions, and gave him the advice. So a lot of people also have the same mindset, one could argue. So the fact that you are from United States of America, the fact that you are from Canada, Australia, and so on and so forth, does not preclude you from deportation from the United Kingdom. We need to bear this in mind. So people need to realize, or people need to come to the realization that deportation is still going on from March till April. Deportation is still going on. United Nations have stepped in, but yet deportations are still happening. Some countries, because of the COVID-19, has closed their airspace. Those countries, is very unlikely that a deportation from those countries can still go ahead. However, when it comes to within the European Union, as we can see, deportations are still going on. Whether right or wrong, it is happening. As long as you are in this country, you don't play by the rules, and you are caught by the Home Office, they will simply not spare you. So we need to be aware of this. The second area that I will talk about will be the coronavirus, the update. Coronavirus update and UK immigration law. As we may be aware, or as we are aware, if your visa expired between 24th of January 2020 and 31st of July 2020, Home Office says that your visa will be extended to 31st of July 2020 if you cannot leave the UK because of travel restrictions or self-isolation related to coronavirus or COVID-19. So all those people who came to the UK and their visa expired between 24th of January and 31st of July 2020, their visas will be extended, automatically be extended. All that you have to do is to send an email to the Home Office team, which is cih@homeoffice.gov.uk. They will then extend your visa up to 31st of July 2020. So this means if you already have a visa which is expiring on 31st of July 2020, you're not going to get extension because that is the time limit. The question that people are asking is this: what about I come from a country, the airspace is not opened by 31st of July? What is going to happen to me then? I'm pretty sure the Home Office may come up with some compromise or some sort of extension. So those who fall within that category will then be able to do what? Will then be able to get further extension. But where your airspace, where you come from, the country's airspace is opened, you have no choice but to do what? But to pack up and go back. So that is how it is. Also, those who got their visas just before the pandemic and they were supposed to travel to the UK, their visas has expired. Because of COVID-19, they could not travel to join their family members and so on and so forth. What is their position? What the Home Office is saying is this: they also have to send an email to the COVID-19 team, which is CIH at the Home Office, government.uk. If you go and basically you put a request in, you put in the heading, extension of visa, COVID-19, you put your name, your date of birth, your nationality, and your GWF number. When you are applying for a visa, the computer will automatically generate a reference number for you. And it starts with G for Gary, W for work, and then F for Freddy. It will generate that number, and then you need to put that number in as well. And basically, they will get in touch with you and give you an extension free of charge that you do not need to pay. Also, we need to look at if you are on a tier 1 entrepreneur visa and your business has been disrupted. What the Home Office is saying is that you no longer need to employ at least 2 people for 12 consecutive months. The 12-month period you are required to employ someone can be made up of multiple jobs across different months. They also go on to say that time when your employees were furloughed will not count towards the 12-month period. And if you have not been able to employ staff for 12 months by the time your visa expires, you will be allowed temporary extended visa to stay in the UK in order to be able to meet the requirement. What the Home Office says is that these arrangements will continue for applications made after 31st of May 2020, where the jobs you are relying on were disrupted due to coronavirus. They also go on to talk about Tier 4 visa, and for those who have applied and are waiting a decision on their application. What the Home Office says is that if you can start your course or studies before your visa application has been decided, if your sponsor is a Tier 4 sponsor, you have been given a confirmation of acceptance of studies, that's the caste certificate, you have submitted your application before your current visa expired, and you show your sponsor evidence of this, the course you start is the same as the one listed on your certificate of application of studies. Then, if your application is rejected or refused, then you must stop the course. Basically, if your visa has expired and you have done the right thing, you put in your application and you are doing the course in which you have applied to do, then of course it's deemed extended visa. You have to be able to continue your studies until such time that the Home Office make a decision. So this is something that in terms of COVID-19, we have to watch out for. Also, as we all know, there has also been some changes to the conditions of visas for some front health care workers. And these changes will apply to those working within the NHS and independent healthcare providers. These people are the biochemist, biological scientist, dental practitioner, health professional, medical practitioners, medical radiographers, midwife, nurse, occupational therapist, ophthalmologist, paramedic, pharmacist, physiotherapist, podiatrist, psychologist, social worker, speech and language therapist, and therapy professional. As we all know, these professionals were given 1 year free extended free visas. And also, Home Office have made a policy, which we talked about last time. But the reality is that there is no point in sometimes pretending that it is not what it says, because it is. If you are a worker, a frontline worker working for the NHS, and you passed away, your immediate family members or your children will be able to get indefinite leave to remain. Some argue that it's for the benefit or it's a recognition of someone's work to the NHS. But I say to myself, why do we have to praise people after they are dead? Why do we have to recognize people after they are dead? You know, I believe that when people are alive, that is where you need to show appreciation to them. No, after they have passed, after they have met their God, that is the point. That is the time that people want to show love. Show love when people are alive. And it's for that reason my argument is this. And I will keep insisting with no apology. That is a fact of life is this. If you are going to grant indefinite to people who have passed away, their family members, why can't you do it for people who took the same risk, but they have managed to survive that risk, and they are alive, and their children do not have the rightful stay in this country? If you can do it for the dead, why can't you do it for the living? That is my question. You may agree, you may disagree, but for me, I don't see no logic in it, that a person have to die in order for his children to benefit from his death. I don't get it. You know, because at the end of the day, the person who took the risk and died, someone has taken the same risk and the person has survived. And therefore, when we say equality, people have to be treated on equal footing. Because at the end of the day, if someone's mother, if someone's father is a front line, putting his life at risk, a risk is a risk. That needs to be recognized as well. And for that reason, my argument is that those people, if they also have children in this country, for example, and they don't have a stay in this country, then the law definitely must also recognize the risk that they took. You don't tell me that you have to die first before your children benefit from it. How is that fair to those people who took the risk and survived? That is what I say. Now, controversy has occurred this week. Controversy has occurred this week. And I've had a lot of phone calls, you see. I've had a lot of phone calls that people were asking, and I'm just thinking, it's too good to be true. So let's see what happened. Home Office made an announcement this week in relation to changes in the aspect of meeting the financial requirement and the calculation of adequate maintenance. As we all know, and as the law stands now, in order to bring your child to the UK, in order to bring your wife or your partner to the UK, you must meet the financial requirement. If there's a child involved, extra burden of financial requirement to be met. And to bring a partner, whether your wife or your husband, you must be earning at least £18,600. That is, if you are a British national and you are bringing a partner who is not a British national to the UK. Or perhaps you are bringing a partner from outside the UK. So, if you are bringing only a partner, it's 18,600. If your partner has got children or a child, the first child is £3,600 in addition to the 18,600. If the child has got 2 children, then you need to add another £2,400. So it's going to be 18,600 plus 3,600 plus 2,400, and any subsequent child you add £2,400. Because of this, a lot of people have suffered. We have had families divided. Some of them are living in the UK, some of them are living outside the UK. And a lot of people have campaigned hard against this. In fact, the UK government was taken to the court. But yet, the court sided with the Home Office. Unfortunately, for some people. So because of that, that means they have to have 2 families. Some living outside the UK. Some are living in the UK. And this has caused a lot of controversies. It has come under criticism, but yet it is still what it is. Now the question therefore is, in the light of the COVID-19, people are losing income, people are losing jobs. Some people were able to meet the financial requirement of £18,600 to bring their partners. Come 24th of March, the Prime Minister Boris Johnson made an announcement that no one should go to work. People should stay home. Stay home, save lives. And as a result, some people could not go to work. The government came with the furlough scheme where if you are not going to work, you get paid 80%. Some employers were very, very generous and very, very generous. They decided that they will top up the 80% to make it 100%. And people enjoyed that. Unfortunately, some employers were not in a position to do that because financially, they could simply not do it. Fair enough. And as a result, their income also dropped. So, for example, if I am working for an organization and my annual income is, for example, £20,000, I want to bring my wife, who is maybe living in Curaçao, to the UK. Because I'm earning £20,000, it is not a big deal. I can easily meet the financial requirement. As long as I'm able to meet the other requirements, I can bring my wife from Curaçao. That aside, come March, pandemic, coronavirus, I've been told not to go to work, and therefore I am not making the same money that I could have made. The government said my employer should pay me 80% of my wages on an assumption that I am prepared to sponsor my wife to come to the UK. Now we have this situation of coronavirus. Instead of getting paid 100%, I'm getting paid 80%. So I'm getting paid £20,000. Let's do the calculation. 20% of £20,000 is off. So if I'm not careful, I'm going to get about £18,000. And therefore, I will be short of meeting the financial requirement by £600. That's if my math is right. Because I take it that, 20% off from the 20,000. You're looking at about £18,000. And therefore, I will not be able to meet the financial requirement. So there was a strong argument that if it had not been for the COVID-19, the coronavirus, I would have been able to meet the financial target, and therefore the government have to do something about it. And then let's see what happens then. What happened is a bit strange, and people will be surprised. During the course of the week, Home Office made an announcement, and this is where I was getting phone calls from a lot of people. Home Office made an announcement, and this is what they say. I'm going to read it so that no one can accuse me of maybe making it up. Home Office guidelines, as of last week Friday, let's see what it said. If you are applying to enter the UK or remain on the basis of family or private life, this is what the Home Office say, and this is what the Home Office said, and I'm reading it. There are temporary concessions in place if you are unable to meet the requirements of the family immigration rules to enter or remain in the UK due to coronavirus. Yes, hooray! If you are unable to travel back to the UK due to COVID-19 travel restrictions and your leave has expired, a short break in continuous residence will be overlooked, which is good news. You are expected to make your next application as soon as possible. This is what the Home Office said. And then it goes on to say fiancés or proposed civil partners. If you are here in the UK with 6 months leave as a fiancé or proposed civil partner, and your wedding or civil ceremony has been delayed due to coronavirus, you can either request an extension until 31st of July 2020 by updating your records with coronavirus immigration team, or apply to extend your stay for a further 6 months to allow the ceremony to take place. And then it goes on to say, changes to the minimum income and adequate maintenance requirement. This is key. Ahana ehian pa no. Na de me kanyina no, me kan wi a, mesa aka ne twi language. Said ya ye bete asye. Now me say before that na me kan the poto kasem, so that those listening to us who do not perhaps speak the key language would then be able to do what? Would then be able to understand where I am coming from. So Home Office then went on to say that changes to the minimum income and adequate maintenance requirement. This is what the Home Office said. If you have experienced a loss of income due to coronavirus, we will consider employment income for the period immediately before the loss of income due to coronavirus, provided the requirement was met for at least 6 months up to March 2020. All these are gibberish, but I will take my time and explain it in key for everyone's benefit. It just went on to say, if your salary has reduced because you are furloughed, we will take account of your income as though you are earning 100% of your salary, which everyone thought was a good news. They then went on to say, if you are self-employed, a loss of annual income due to coronavirus between 1st of March 2020 and 31st of July 2020 will generally be disregarded, along with the impact on employment income from the same period for future applications. Everyone thought this is common sense. This is good news. It's going to help a lot of people. They then went on to say that in some cases, we will be able to decide your application without seeing certain specified documents if you cannot get them due to coronavirus. Otherwise, you may be asked to submit the specified documents after the date of the application. Everyone thought this is common sense approach. This is humane approach, because in the light of the COVID-19, so much has happened, that so much that people cannot do because the government says stay home and save lives. So for example, if you need a letter from school, how am I going to get this? Because the teachers are sitting home, the school is shut. So this was common sense. Everyone was happy about this. We were elated. We were very happy. Now, let's listen and continue and see what has happened since then. They then went on to talk about the English language requirement. If you are asked to take an English language test as part of your application, you can apply for an exemption if the test center was closed or you could not travel to do the test due to coronavirus. As soon as this was announced, believe in me, people were elated. People were very, very happy. Everyone was jumping up and down. Because for me, this was a humane approach, common sense approach that is going to help a lot of my clients, a lot of people. And for me, I thought it was common sense policy. Because at the end of the day, it's not my fault that there's a coronavirus, and it's not your fault that there is a coronavirus. This is something that in law they said act of nature. Nobody knew that this was going to happen, because if people knew, people would have prepared themselves for this. But the reality is that people did not know. And now, what's happening? As soon as the announcement was made, unfortunately, the next day, straight away, Home Office took it off. Home Office have taken it off. And the independent newspaper is having none of this. Because at the end of the day, for me, that announcement, that policy was a right policy. Because if I need to apply for a visa, I need to do English test. The test centers are shut because of COVID-19. Why am I to blame? Why am I to suffer in some way? So believe me, I think it was the right policy, but for whatever happened, all of a sudden, it is no longer there. Now, the independent newspaper has reported that they are not having it. They will not have it. The reason why they will not have it is that Home Office are causing a lot of confusion, and this is as has been reported in the newspapers. Home Office claims non-EU spouses won't be disadvantaged due to coronavirus. Then deletes guidance hours later. And this was reported in the independent newspapers article. They've gone on to report that the guidance published on the Home Office website on Monday. When was Monday's date? I think the 8th or the 6th or something like that. Monday, just gone. That'll be the 7th, yeah. Monday just gone. Guidance published on the Home Office website on Monday evening stated that if the couples who relied on the spouse's visa had experienced a loss of income due to COVID-19, they would not be disadvantaged because their income from the furlough scheme will be taken into an account as though they were earning 100% of their salary. This is how the announcement was made. The next day it was taken off. So if you are going to do an application and you have read it and you are of that view, be warned, be very careful, because that will no longer be the case, because the policy was taken down straight away. The English test, that one too has been taken down. So whether we like it or not, at some point they're gonna come back to say that go and do the English test. So this is something that you all have to be aware of. It is simply not the case that as soon as you do the application, there is a concession in relation to the meeting the financial requirement, even though the Home Secretary or the Home Office recognize that in fact the COVID-19 has affected people's income. The policy or the announcement on Monday appears to be a bit sympathetic and to be treating sponsors income as if, you know, they were doing what they were earning 100% income. But unfortunately, as soon as it was published, the next day it has been taken out. The reason behind that, nobody knows. And for me, it's not good news for those people whose income may not be as much as maybe to be able to meet the financial requirement, taking into consideration the impact of COVID-19. So there's no point in even going into details. That means in terms of meeting the financial requirement, nothing has changed. Meeting the English requirement, nothing has changed. It's just that you need to do the best that you can to be able to meet the financial requirement and the English requirement. We're speaking for 47 minutes. Let's take this quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we will go to the second segment of the program. That is, you know, bringing your child to the UK. Doing this particular topic, there has been so much if you like revelation, you know, concerning this area. And unfortunately or fortunately, what has happened to some people, sometimes you want to bring your child, you know, life can be very complex. Life can be very complex, and whereby, you know, maybe for one reason or the other, you are having second thoughts as to whether to bring a child or not. Maybe someone, directly or indirectly, is trying to give you bad advice or to influence you, not to help your own child. You know, not to help your own child. And I don't want to play alongside the stigma that is out there. But aya akan yebu baby. Esese uyo obidie ye ana also udie ye. I rest my case there. We will take this commercial break, and then when we come back, we will continue the program. It is interesting, and the area that we are going to talk about. The reason being that it can be a bit emotionally challenging. I have had parents who have come to me and expressed their regret of bringing a child to this country. You know, but for me, I sit down quietly and I say, check this. If you bring your own child to this country, the aim is to give the child a better life. Why do you regret it? I sit down and I check it and I don't get it. You see, sometimes it's our motives, why we do things. Because if you are doing it for the benefit of the child, there must never be any conditions attached. But if you are helping your own child with an agenda, you will end up regretting it. So for me, I see no why you bring your own child to this country and you say you will regret it. Many a times complaint that I get is that the children have come in and they don't respect. You see, today I'll be offering practical advice as well. Because many a times it's not the children, it's the parents. The parents are not doing parenting. And yet they want to blame someone else. Sometimes people bring their partners to this country and they want their partners to become slaves. You know, there's an account saying that if you continue to chase a fool, one day the fool will stand up. That is where you see who is the real man. Saso na yesi obi ape ebejimi agro die. And so obi ambe se obewo bejimi for. That is the reality. So we need to be able to deal with people when they come to join us. That mental slavery, that imposition of will, we need to change. Because if we don't, and we bring people over, whether they are your brother, your sister, your wife, your husband, your children, your child, you're going to have problems. And for me, the burden is not the people who have come in, but the people who are here. Because at least you yourself as the sponsor, you know the life in the UK and you know the life and the culture back home. So having that double knowledge, you should be able to maneuver the person through. So if that person fails, you fail because you have not been able to do what? To push the person through through the right channels. So today we are going to be looking at the law. And I will say to you, if you are watching me, if you want to bring your child to this country, do not let anyone influence you in a bad way. That don't bring the child, because when they come, they become born again and they don't respect and they don't do this. You see, the problem that we have within our community and our culture is that no man can ever grow as long as another man is 1 year or 1 day older than him. What I'm saying is our tradition. So be you say 1 day, udi 100 years. Now onwe di 101 obeka so ya akura. This is our problem. Obi papa kra obi so ya akura. How? It's not possible. You know, so we also need to change some of our culture, some of our attitudes towards people. So for me, if you have a child, you know it's the right thing to do for you and the child. Don't let other people's experiences, do not allow other people's experiences to color your view of your own child. Me, I always say this, never judge me, Lawyer Darkon, through the opinions of others. Because opinion is like gnosis. Everyone is got his own. And everyone's opinion, which is nose, fit their face. And therefore, I would never judge anyone through the opinions of others. Because in life, sometimes if you don't do what the other wants, you become the bad guy. So judge people according to your own experience, and about judge them through the content of their character. It's very, very important. So today we're going to be looking at that as well, bringing your children the challenges and what you need to do today to avoid some of these problems. So we'll be looking at that. But before that, let's take this commercial break. And then when we come back, we will continue the program. Stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. Don't go anywhere, because it's very, very important. I've seen so many applications fail because of lack of preparation, because of lack of knowledge. Like the Bible say, my people will perish because of lack of knowledge. So we are not going to perish. We are going to go through step by step the law, the requirement, what you need to do, so that when the time comes for you to invite your child to join you in the UK permanently, then you have everything ready. You don't wait until the time is up before you start chasing for documentation. The preparation starts now. The preparation starts today. And we need to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery, because none but ourselves can free our own minds. That is Robert Nesta Marley, through the writings of Emperor Haile Selassie I. So today, what we need to do, we are going to look at bringing your child. You know, I've seen so many people telling me that they want to bring their child, but they don't want to because of what children do when they come to the UK. Today, we are going to be looking at cultural effect theory. Cultural effect theory. And we'll also be looking at hypodermic syringe model theory, based on information that we get, how we consume information is very, very important. For me, I would say that judge people through your own interactions, from your own experience, rather than judging people based on stereotype, stigma, and wickedness of another man. We're going to be looking at that as soon as we come back. And also the importance of allowing children to express themselves, their feelings. We're going to be looking at that as well. So let's take this break. We come back. We continue the program.
Papa be our Ghana, and so I nam no cry asantino. Who send ya will bet manisika, say yes, watching mouth. It's in a paradise city. Ya did this beautiful ultramodern city, Abatema, Community 25, Whoop standard, executive, semi-executive quality buildings. Any paradise city, ye were home out. It's as a dear approach Abagana, ye payment terms no so. And a phone book call, open a self finance, and answer mortgage. Paradise City. Oh, your telephone numbers so UK +447 908 475 802. US +163 621 92301. Paradise City. Ye Juma pa Magana yefe ankasa.
Paradise City for them what you want say de abrochire abagana na odo de sa na etie abrochire abrabo ene ewiase abrabo aya na ama sometimes akwantu no emu ayedin ama enipa ne pii na obeba aya na emre pii no yesi eba bibi eba bepe bibi akofie akodi na akwantu mu nsem sa na etie yesi ye kanedi onim akwantu mu nsem na ye kanedi onimu enso enti no yese onse achi be yoda enti se onsayem sa so na anoma bi anase anoma bi aniwa owu osuru mpo a ne ntakra enye de embra form emma form enti no today this is an area I think that is very, very important that we all learn. We have to share the program as much as we can because it keeps coming up. The mistakes that people make, sometimes people simply do not know. Out of ignorance, they make these mistakes. So we're going to take our time and look at that. But before that, let's go to Nana Adofo. Or say, baby this year. Akwa ye baby akwa.
I'm goodness, you. Baby, this year, no, but I'm baby, I'm Obinim no send a cat, they were banquet. Susan, we were wanting this year. It's really not so good, baby. I'm goodness, you. Obinim no send a cat, they were banquet. Susan, we were wanting this year. It's really not so good, baby. I'm goodness, you. As you're Susanny, and Serbia, your nephew, Subohim. They will be blessed to sobre. Nansen, so yeah, they will go up and ten on your friends, your Susan. Yes, I'm sending that friend. I'm goodness, you. And I'm forced to say, and I'm baby, and covers you again. To say, Chinchia, and covers one team. To dress one team, so I have one thing this year. Susan, we was one thing this year. It's really not so good, baby. I'm for goodness, you. Baby, this year, no, but I'm baby, I'm Obinim no send a cat, they were banquet. Susan, yes, wanting this year. It's really not so good, baby. I'm for goodness, you.
Yes, oh yes, my bad, their uncle. Yes, I see baby this year. Akwakoye baby akwa. O yenti ana ema amanfo etukwan. Ana se ahochirenti ana ema amanfo etukwan. Na akwantu so de sebio utukwan a aya na ehwe wutirim in some point, and I say in some, you know, you be thinking sir by all means you're gonna go back someday, because Babylon is no man's land, and therefore you think one day you're gonna go back to Mother Africa, wherever you come from, you're gonna go back. But sometimes situation and circumstances also change. You come to the UK, other European countries, Americas, and so on and so forth. Situation changes, life changes. You find yourself basically living in a country for so long, and you become part of that country, you become part of that society. Some people may have had children before embarking on this journey. And whilst it is the case that they have managed to settle in this country, UK, for example, because of the fact that maybe in their views, their children will be better off joining them, maybe for better opportunities, or maybe to be able to continue with the bond that a mother will have with his child, or a father will have with his child. But many cases that we come across, it tends to be the mothers who tend to be very eager for their children to join them. You know, someone will say, why am I saying this? I'm only talking from my experience. And I can only talk from my experience rather than other people's experience. So that is the reason why I say a mother. Maybe in the general scheme of things, I could be wrong, but I am only talking from my view. And I'm also using that as an example. So mothers normally will be so desperate for their children to join them. Many a times, the mother may have moved on to marry another person. And it does not appear to be a problem when a mother wants to bring their child. But unfortunately, when a man wants to bring his child, from my experience and what I have seen, sometimes you see resistance. I'm not saying all the time. Sometimes you see resistance. Those social scientists out there, if you're doing dissertation, I think it would be an interesting area to look into it, research into that. Why there seems to be a problem when a man in a marriage relationship, in an unmarried relationship with another woman, and in particular, where we come from, when the man wants to bring his child, who is not a biological child of the wife or the female partner, sometimes there is resistance. Maybe some men too also resist, but from my view and from my experience, it tends to be the case when the man is bringing his child. So this is something that I will leave it to social scientists to look into that, to see as to why that normally is the case. Okay, now let's look at the criteria. Then let's look at the rules. If you are a holder, this is the key, of a British passport, or you have indefinite and you want to bring your child to join you in the UK, this is the requirement. After that, I'll give practical advice and we will speak to Mr. Eshen, and if time permits, Madam PC, and then we will then activate the telephone lines for some few minutes and bring the program to an end. Okay, let's look at the rules. In order for a child to be admitted to the UK, the first requirement is that the child must be under the age of 18. Se opese okofa woba eba ekromuano na so kita British passport and I say ukita indefinite and I say permanent residency card. Now pese o rely only on yourself. Emrane say e wose akra no eye under the age of 18 at the time of putting in the application. And ti akra nyadi over 18 pe, don't waste your time, don't waste the lawyer's time. Engage you. First requirement, you will not be able to satisfy it. Second point, the applicant, which is your child, must be unmarried. Must be unmarried. Not have formed an independent family unit and not be leading an independent life. Tiyenhwe de eka wahano. Osise ukwafa wo ba aba I was a Akrano or yet under the age of 18. Anna Enisa wa worry. Anna Enisa wa former independent life. Yakasa, what does that mean? Ebia oye under 18. Ebia na wakwatrim pananu ubia kwa. In that case, you know, it brings complications because it will give an impression that you have formed your own independent family. And I broach the case family or yere no manoma or yere no kunum enoma. And therefore, oba wedi 17, o kwako fanaba, na so akwatwe mpana akwako wo at the age of 17, at the age of 16, at the age of 15, the impression is that your child may have formed independent family life, and therefore the second criteria no untimi enyede, untimi satisfied, and not be leading an independent life. Leading an independent life means esa akrano enise evidence ni kire say akwana nkasa ne bone bra or your own the control them because say your ba Anna oye under 18, by operation of the law, no, the child must be dependent on you as a parent. So it's very, very important. And be maintained and accommodated. Be maintained and accommodated. And that means that baby, you are the one making the decisions as to where the child lives. And you know what dimpo when I discuss the you also need to prove that UK hampoa. And this is what is going to happen. You need to prove that oh baby better. On top of that, you'll be able to maintain the child. And you know who want me enko Gigi obisika. And also account to me entimi nkoye 0 minus 20. Now I catch a Secretary of State say oh kofa baba oba wana abehwe no. And you know very important. I said before say you ubetu sa anamu we no. Now one kasa your homework. One kasa you are working. You are earning reasonable amount of money to be able to pay your outgoings and a surplus left to be able to look after the child. Because if you don't have it, your account doesn't look like you can support the child, then you are going to have problems. And the child must obtain a visa before the child can come to this country. And then it goes on to say that if the child is joining both parents, i.e. biological parents, then no problem. However, if the child is going to join one parent and the other parent is alive, then this is where the problem comes in. And the principle of sole responsibility. I will say to you, 90% of applications for children who are or wanting to come to the UK to join a mother or a father have been refused on the basis of sole responsibility. So the idea of sole responsibility, I think, is very important that today we explore it a bit more. So when it's 12:30, we can then go on and speak to Mr. Ishan Amways, and then also to Paradise City, and then we can then activate the telephone line. You must be a parent of the child that you are inviting, and you must have sole responsibility if you are the sole parent in the UK whom the child is applying to join. And he said, "Uncle, na ye parent who UK ha." Now say the other parent, no, say would you need a death certificate, because by operation of the law, as soon as the other parent dies, a dead person cannot have responsibility over the living. If you say who the power be a da, and it is sronipa neja isamai. Because or someone need to be being. And he said, we invoke the spirit of the dead to kill someone. It's a joke. It doesn't work. It will never work. You know, so it's very, very important that if you are bringing your child and the other parent is not dead and the other parent is alive, then of course you need to be able to prove that you, the parent who is in the UK and sponsoring the application, you have something called sole responsibility over the child. You see, one thing about the law, especially UK law, is that sometimes it's very, very difficult to understand. Because we have a situation where we have Home Office policy here, you have statutory instrument here, and then you have Home Office rules, and then you also have maybe judicial precedents, and they all form part of the law. So if you go to the Home Office website and you read something, my brothers and sisters, do not think that you have been equipped with the knowledge. We have a special guest here today, Mr. Yao Boateng. Baby, I will be a chia. one of the famous Ghanaian musicians, gospel musicians in the UK. We are privileged and we thank you for joining us this afternoon. Mr. Kweku Edu, also thank you for joining us. Christiana Ntiwa, also thank you for joining us. Ricky Boche, also thank you for joining us. Pastor William Osei, also thank you for joining us. John Owusu, thank you for joining us. Kofi Mickey, baby, I will be a yechiachiao. Sasosuna, Mami, Kate, Owusu don't call. Me mami bako, baby, I will be a so mechiachiao, and every day. And the Pentecost of Fuyina, Church of Pentecost, Battersea, and Streatham, and Camberwell, Munina so yechiachiao. When we say Saturday, Munina Matu Gusua, and easy. More share pa. Bentira Edamasipi, Samason Mofidi Natoa. Sasona Mami Edu Amankwa Efia. Aha, what dear, but who say Kelly Willie? Ene Chichi na Wachi Kosa di to Facebook. Interno Mato and Kawaii. Sana etie, by a darkum, and a common Dimiana so I bring me Binamis Many Biedi. Why? Now Mr. Somia Oga. It's Sana etie. Entino, where were we? I have person mechanic because a di Ghana for in your papa na yentiasi. That is where the problem is. Yentiasi. And Timpesem put it, my started beam. Na mean can you cheaper na in Rayasum. Na in Ray ziggy na you would a cosso. So we are Ghana neighbor or be Krumua. Uti Krumua, Yamia Wadom, when you're permanent residency or indefinite, and as when you're British passport. Opesoko fa baba. And ye easy. Mema wadwene enye wo say. Mema wadwene enye wo say. Owo British passport de. Owo indefinite de. Okofa baba easy. It is not easy. Because requirement ne say e wo say wo ba no oye under the age of 18. Eni say wo ba no, eni say wo ware. 2, eni say form independent life. Ebia ono obi nko wo. 3, ese what me prove say akra no e depend also. The child is financially dependent on you. Accommodation and maintenance, you are the one responsible. And the child's general welfare. Now, say akrani papa tiasia, also prove say you have something called sole responsibility over the child. Sole responsibility, no, Home Office policy does not describe sole responsibility. The law does not describe sole responsibility, or the law does not say what sole responsibility means. However, through case laws, through law, and judges now I interpret what sole responsibility means. Now, Mbenyanto was go through mama examples because lawyers, that is what we use to do what to basically to advise and fight your cases. Because since it is not written in the law what sole responsibility is, cases that have gone before the court and how the court have interpreted it, that is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, the may can say say akrade papa anaso maame se biu onte atiasefo asase so a obehia ewudan krata no a ekire se wowu afri mu eba ne saa na wo the parent a oye alive no me say eye very clear ese obi a wowu die ontimi nhwa akra enti therefore by definition no the person does not have any responsibility upon the child or the children or the applicants, and therefore automatically you the mother no, naturally, you will be the one to have responsibility. But by law, no, you still have to prove evidence. Say, akrani suku kum, na sorry kum, na didiemu, ni general welfare. You are the one calling the shots, making all the decisions. And also, very, very important. I say, be aware of this. And when it comes to the doctrine of sole responsibility, now, what the court have said in previous cases is this. Each case must be treated differently, or each case must be assessed according to its own merit. And to untimi enka say, ya edu say, etimi akofa ne baba, or se onunkwa na hwe ne ba no, or the money transfer de koma akra no, eka ho coin ye de man. And to also so uye the same thing ye de bema, Debbie. Because when it comes to the principle of sole responsibility, Court no have so much discretion. The judge have so much powers. And therefore, you as the applicant or the sponsor, what is it that you need to do to make sure that you are able to tick all the right boxes? This is what I will say to you. Make sure that from day one, I will be krumwa. So udiska kwa krana, be consistent. At each particular time, the osha krani biano, onona esis kaniko sineso. Akon truma sem, ye kanidi unim, ana ye difficult. Bia obeba brochre, odo ba kwa koja wunuya. Wa wunuya o mami yem, o now, papa bako, mami bako. Na afi odi ubeni. Na afi odo ba adani miu take it. Ene, osi akrana yesi. Ade chia akrana yesi. Debia no demandiska. Na ensema yate, ene de yawom kra ne se. Udi sikano akon. Udi sikana akon. Na afi wanye careful. Sika de akwase mfama aba no. Na unuya, wonso de hwe ne ma. Na unuya, ode noa nkunuane ekomani kunu. Na unuya, ode ye wedi akese. Sika ese ekọ oba ho no. Na wa chocolate money no. No atiti bia ma abusuafo no. Oti abrochi na akoka pe. Na baba ye enemy. Ye di usika na ye di wabro no. Ukoka na wasa be ye enemy. Na de ade esre ne kra ne se Ghana ni pe wasisi was menyini se ho. Odim se do kan paenye, odim se do ye ne eye dirty, eye nasty. If the person is losing all sorts of argument, was afro menyini se ho, it be dibem. No de ni penyini, no de sisiu. Enu na akra eti prega onti jai no. Na akra no wa ye edamosem. Because upusu nunua anate ne kankai. Enti sometimes no aya na efidie ebi mo beye ti ne mo bi so strike no. Obu a wo charge a o che tsunami, nothing can stop him. Enti no eno no yenye very careful na yenti ase. Because one, uti abrochire de bia na efro ne ma pressure. Akra ni hia we, akra na ekọ excursion, akra ni yesi, de bia na egiske free ho. One of the sad things they say, from the very first day that you decide that you are going to make the necessary preparations and bring the child. Afe wuni a wo hwe oba no asabe ye obstacle. Because odwene do no bedi ho. Because obani free ho no ma umfeska ni mabiem. Until they will do whatever it takes to frustrate the process. Okasa onkoji letter of school, na or complaining. Onkoji letter from GP, na or complaining. Any evidence that you are looking for or be frustrated too, sir. Or because on pese ebeye ye amababe fa oba amakomade no na ono enye bi akwakohwe ne ba. You're very sad, but that is the reality. That is the challenge. Because of some of this, to be on man akumenti mi biem. Etini ni akra na obechi ne ba akwakoma stranger. Na de biam kasa asem we. The world that we live in, we are all strangers. We are just passing through. We are all strangers and we are all passing through. How do you know that you are related to someone? You never know, only that you have been told. DNA for every family. So it's very, very important that people need to understand this. And say your child may be treated with impunity. Accreditation, the child is getting affected. So there are so many things that goes on. So as a parent at abroad, what do you do? All the time you are panicking, you are worried about your child. So many times people tend to do what? Move their children from one person to another and to another and to another. By the time he's ready to bring his own child, the child would have lived with about 7 different people. Which is not good for the children or the child because it creates instability. It creates instability in the child's lives. And children need stability in order to be able to progress in life. But then again, baby this year, baby aqua. What can you do? Not much that you can do. But you just have to deal with what you have. So for that reason, sometimes getting the evidence to demonstrate that you are the one making all the decisions concerning the child, you have been the one transferring monies and so on and so forth, becomes challenging. And sometimes through the passage of time, we also lose documents. And as a result, many of times, it's become very, very difficult to be able to be successful in such applications. Evidence of communication. So the first year, the child will live in of Ajwa, whatever. The second year, the child will live in of someone else. Third year, so even if you have telephone conversation records, you will see that as the year passes by, the telephone numbers also keep changing. And therefore, sometimes become very difficult to convince the entry clearance officer that this was the case. However, if you are able to keep records of all these, and the lawyer is good, knows what he's doing, he'll be able to set out the chronology so that you can also put your case convincingly. It's very, very important. So what I will say to you is this. In order to prove sole responsibility, that you have sole responsibility over your child or your children from outside the UK, the key is the child's education. Wherever the child goes to school, make sure that you, the parent in the UK, your name is written on their records as one of the emergency contacts. You should make sure that your name is on records as the someone who finances the child's education. Make sure that you call the school every now and then to check up on the child's education, so that when the time comes and you need the evidence, they will be readily be available for you. So what do? You call the school. Even schools report, you can tell the schools to send it to you by post. And when it comes, keep the envelopes as well as the reports for the future, because you never know when you need this information. So all that I say to you is do the best that you can. Gather as much as information as you can from day one. Have a place in your houses, in your rooms, where you keep your children's documents. Keep it neatly, nicely, so that when the time comes, you'll be able to present the right documentation and the right evidence. So in terms of schooling, I've covered that. In terms of religion, I'm not here to tell you that you only have to be a Christian or be Muslim. Whatever your religion is, make sure that you have some documentary evidence to show that you are contacted in terms of the child's religious upbringing. When it comes to decision makings, you make some of the decisions. When it comes to children going to excursions, religious excursions, and so on and so forth, make sure that you are involved and that it is recorded, so that in the future it can be used. So for example, your children, they go to maybe Atria Mountains for religious studies, as an example. As soon as they come back, call the school and get the teacher to write to you how they went there, what they did, and what your child did. So all this evidence, you'll be piling it up 4 years, 5 years along the line. If you are using this evidence, it's believable evidence, it's primary evidence. No one is going to question it. But if you wait until such time that you are making the application and you get all this evidence, entry clearance officer can sit there and start thinking that you are making this up. Or you have obtained this evidence purposely to benefit the application. So all that I say to you is do the best that you can. Gather evidence from day one. Don't wait until it is too late or last minute. And also, if you are sending money back home, Bantama ba for the can say so be sika should be bottom. Na obi an spend dia obi susu nya bi. Emre pire ye send this scan here in am crofo so. Oh, Jim application come me. Oh, Jim application come. Oh, Jim sika come me, because you don't want to pay commission. And therefore, the informal means of money transfer, when it comes to it, there will be no evidence. So if you know that in future you're going to bring your child to this country and this evidence today, from today, you know that is crucial, make sure that you do it the right way, pay the commissions so that they can also make a little bit of money. At least you'll be able to get the evidence from a credible source. So come 5 years' time, you are not going to struggle to get the evidence. It's very, very important. Because for me, Anything free is not good. Anything free is not good unless it is provided by God. So you have to watch out for that. And also, when it comes to medicine or health, if the child is ill and the child goes to hospital, speak to the doctors. Help them to make decisions in relation to the treatment. Let the doctors write to you in terms of how much they are charging. And if you paid it, have evidence that you have paid the bill. So that 5 years' time, if you want to rely on this as evidence, then of course it will go unchallenged. But if you don't, that is where you're going to have problems along the line. So please, all that I say to you is the name of the game is evidence, evidence, and evidence. One crucial thing that I will also say is this. If you are the parent with responsibility, maybe the mother or the father has given up responsibility, has abdicated responsibility, does not look after the child because perhaps he or she has moved on to another person, and directly, indirectly, or maybe stupidly ignoring his own child, most of the time that tends to be the case. Then apply to the court for something called sole responsibility order. Straight up, don't wait until such time that you want to bring your child. At that time, you start applying. As soon as the father is out of the child's life, as soon as the mother is out of the child's life, then of course, you need to do what? You need to apply for sole responsibility order or custody order through the Ghana courts. Even if you're not ready to bring the child, just obtain the court order and leave it for now. Because 4 years' time, 5 years' time, if you pull it up and you say that 5 years I've been the one looking after this child, I have been the one providing for this child, and you have all this evidence that I have spoken about, then of course, you should be able to do what? You should be able to get your child in easily. Because if you don't, that is where the problems start coming in. You know, so it's very, very important that you do what? That you put this in place before anything. Because for me, it's very, very important that, you know, from day one, you start getting your documents ready. You start preparing yourself for the day in 4 years, 5 years time. Because if you don't, and you wait until such time that, you know, you want to bring your child and you start rushing to make evidence, then of course, or you start rushing to get the evidence, then of course, you're going to have problems. Because at that time, the evidence will be so new. Home Office will question every evidence. So please, if you are in that situation, you are in that transition, then of course, you need to bear this in mind, that there is no time like today or tomorrow. A bird in hand is worth more than 50 in the bush. Yes, I could obey we no on in a year baby sere. And to no obey ya, Nasa washa say, a do juma and any echneya. Men train Emma Tamane and Swansa and send Okako Russia Kwakoye evidence and no stress. It's not worth it. Because a Cromwa say unya evidence, then it goes back. They believe that more than evidence are obey any fresh. In Tebesrepi, say obey application amauba. Along the years, don't waste time. Say unkwa na sha akra papa na some maame na sha akra ni bia. Also bo homework na ye de na sha ase eye application for sole responsibility order and as a custody order. So unya order ne na eda ho a ensay 4 years time, 5 years time, 6 years time. So person ko fa akra na de sa custody order ekoto entry clearance officer bi anima oni hu echini because enye evidence a eye brown new no abeka say afi apeso ko fa baba no ana wakwakoye den wakwakoye sa application no tebesrepi mo mutie ye se wuni mobi who is in that situation then advise the person so that they can also do the right thing. Now, let's look at those people who have been an application has been successful. Their children have joined them in the UK. And now they are complaining that they wish the child It's not in the UK. People have to realize that transition is not a joke. You may be living here for some time, and therefore you have had Ghanaian experience or other countries' experience, as well as the UK experience. And therefore you are more experienced than someone who just come to the country. And therefore for me, the burden is on you to make sure that the person is settled. And you need to help the person in positive way as much as you can. The person may have certain characteristics, certain qualities that you may disagree with. But people are not slaves. People have their freedom. You must always respect their freedom. When I say freedom, it's not only social freedom, but also economic freedom. You cannot say that someone should be working and for you to be keeping the person's money for him. You cannot say that, the person cannot go out to meet his friends whilst you can go out and meet your friends. The person is not a slave. The person hasn't been kidnapped. And therefore you have to allow people for them to be themselves. Your job is to correct them if they are making mistakes. And even that, abrochire yentufu. I always say this. Abrochire yentufu. Because obi ani di obi fi. Because of that abrochire yentufu no. You cannot go and advise someone. You can make suggestions to someone. Any part of power or power untimi nyene hwe. Wa wo background untimi control no. Because there is a recognition for individuals' freedom. There is a recognition of respect for individual private and family life. And he said, oh, boy will be Nasokofa will be ba, a chromu and Nasokofa will be ba. Aya yensusu e imposu our authority on people. Aya too much. And then attempt your cover problems every year. Because we say Accra no aya wild, no snowball man, no fa respect man. Mammy say abrochire na sa Accra no. Abrochire say Accra o. Abrochire and say will be a ni na ne wa suban o character. To watch as a Ghana, Omomoto, Ebindium Mammy atem, Ebindium Papa atem. Some people do. And it's all down to you, your character, and the way you interact with people. Sometimes will be a mua, I know if you are fault. And very important. A woman said in some situations, someone could just disrespect you. But you need to ask yourself, are you a contributing factor to the disrespecting? Because Okofa Baba. Ana de bia ai many more crasem kofa wo bai many more crasem kofa wo bai many more crasem me kofa me bai and to both Accra no it will come to a point they will be fed up, and you know what they will say? Wakofa maba charge me so that I pay you to shut you up, or be quiet and shut your mouth because it will be wow. Ti dem penin force say we fie kwan wa kra obi so de to awo de so aya yesusu and use that as a weapon. Because at the end of the day, so what boy will be a member review, also be bow. And he said, the surgery ni share trimona. We face a problem, say, on be so better. Because a walk Kaiser was will be bow, Uncle Cancer in Chirobi. If we are say one will be more than that. If we are say, Jeosi will be more than that, on Peja Nisa. Even Jesus Christ cry, Jesus Christ. Yes, we ain't a many banner on the Krobi one. Obi ankoto perfume ehu ye twentwentwam emfa dwudwi ne nase enye moa enti emoa de obi aboa obi enti se akofa ye yere no mba ene ye ma no mba sa mentality no ese me de waba enti you do what I want to no ye yin free yetirim because enipa no so kofa wo bai no o ka sasem ni bi kire o enti de yan fan ye wo me fan ko ye obi. It's simple as that. That if we are saying one will be bibi man da, and when say no man is an island. If we are saying we all depend on each other, whether we like it or not, directly or indirectly. Sebio ebia metie me mfesika bi me hye wonsem. Ebia bedru baby. Obi ti make say lawyer dan kunti me yes ade wi ama. Emwani bia no eye indirect help. Enti say ye de ye ma ba in particular. We have to be speaking to them. We must be communicating with them. We must let them feel free to talk to us. Obi oha na de bia ohunra ne ba. Or de bro ana etete ne ba. Enti bedru baby no. Enipa nbeka say I have had enough. Anything I say kwase aniti ana agoregu no. na obejimi for o pam no na so obre na wotigina ana ehu ne bema enti sa na wiase netie de bia people complain o me pese mba ko fa me baba madam fu ko fa ne baba ana se ni o ti wadam fu ni fie unim de wadam fu ne ye ba ne ba no unim de o ye kire no. Do not judge someone based on opinions of others, because at the end of the day, no, if you judge someone through the opinions of others, trust me, in the end, you become ignorant and you make wrong judgments and wrong decisions. So it's very, very important, like I say, when we bring the children over, it is our duty. We need to guide them. We need to make sure that we are using our energies to channel them. I say born again. Who told you that? Say accredited inside here. May I always say this: your children are a reflection of yourself. And to be inside here, ask yourself where you have gone wrong as a parent. Because there are so many children here. There are so many children now. Nano be say one go babonia usunim batiti. Yes, there are aspects of that. But we cannot run away from that responsibility that we are parents. Because the children did not ask to be born. Ondo tini baby o. Ana ko chu soroku. Ana unim results no. Ana aba. You need to make sure that you do whatever it takes to make sure that your child stay straight and narrow and become successful. So it's very, very important that when we bring the children over, we show them respect. Respect is key. I am not telling you if we say we can disrespect the person and talk to the person anyhow, or talk about the person anyhow. That is our mistakes. We don't realize that. And for me, it's so wrong because I've seen cases whereby a crampo beba or hoya juma ni parent accounting. Na oyo ba na se manta so na opeska kra koto sebio e mane mampo e de asiesie ne ho a Jesus akubusa ne papa. I mean, come on. How? Why? Where's the financial freedom? Did you bring the child here to be a slave? For the child to work for you to keep the child's money, to manipulate the child. One of the lines that people use, oh, because I'll buy me boka. So ube charge ni pano so auto plane take it a man akache ni pano. Na unpia wo come out. No so na sumunyo no. Because you decide another ni cane and you bunkro for every minute. It come to a point. I forgot for crying bar. Now if you what is no abre. Afi bedru baby no wase mabrel do baby aye afi beka se nipa ne appreciate nye se nipa ne appreciate you aya na kasa ne doso yesusu nkasa so nim se do beba buche be hawa don't do it se we you yem so be ye dia ene mani nkosi akire enye se you are halfway in halfway out. It doesn't help anyone. Afi the love that a child is supposed to have for the parent, you know, it turned out to be what grudge. And that's a problem. It's very, very important. If you are bringing your partner, if you are bringing your child, regardless of the fact, say when you say any panel, all that it takes, show the person respect. Respect, it takes you far. Because the one for boo are many pana. A bedroom review, on for boo mount. And a body, a hun pa. Now you hold Ghana. Open respect pass so they are just okwa equipe mam enti ene medimu besia na yene Mr. Eshen eba betwetwe komo kakra because of Amway omo product omo eye de omo guso a omo ton na papa yi Amway or the products ni bebre aba na I don't know how Mrs. Smith me di biama amountful Fire Life Radio de ye bia ko gu studio ho no enti wa wo bedru obi a odru ana so wa fa bi na de ahwe how far enti no ye 1 or 2 bi e pese de metiefo ni bi na minim ekwan amefa so a ebetimi select obi di ama no but if I'm not mistaken Mr. Nanayaw me say no de when it comes to Ghana programs odi nkutini pa woman che say or ya dear, I knew me kwame program, me program be bria or shema enkrofo. Me pese vitamin D ne some spray be a de buy pese ka me command be just to show appreciation for the Onoso Oyema Ghana community. Because me dem kase me so anambeboa. Every Saturday he is watching us. Every Saturday he's sharing the program. I've never seen him, but I could see that obone homo de empa. Enti nana ya so wo hwe de a nana ajiman so wo hwe de a na che se obetimi text address abre me number yi so. 07538 969 589. What the text number ebra so any within na me post to abrel na che se wo so no wetimi edi ho adanse akire amanfo. Na courtesy of Mr. Emmanuel Shen and I'm so and as a product aba enti no ye de betudwa na che se ye bi so akire mo na ono so e dia hwe ne how far na sebiu ono so etimi aye de e dia hwe ne how far because the city party o ya de a o se ayi enti papa yi ono so e wo se yetimi e de I appreciate it. And that's what we're going to do. And Mr. Eshon Sobabeka Yensa. Mr. Eshon, good afternoon to you.
Hello, lawyer, good afternoon.
Now, Otinde Oho.
Pacho, Yamiadum. Yamini Oho.
Yamini Oho, Ampa. Na ene, Ediana Omaye.
Great. Madara Sisa Mama Quinja. Na many waiting for no Ghana community. No ne Adofi na Yabachi Komo. Afa Amway product Abba and I say Abba UK. Now ne amanama no subebre. To some last week mekayano. There were big White House or supplied the whole Europe into the floor near the bar. The whole Europe, you find saying, I want to supply in Holland. A very, very big warehouse. Now, you many now home. Now, no, I say COVID-19 inti. Put that to be science to say garlic. Garlic, you more papa. And vitamin D, ni na science. Because na China for in ala the dance say vitamin D no to me boost your immune system no. My doctors, Malaysia doctors in Pono mu use the treaty will be our COVID. Ni na war video so doctors. UK so the same thing. Almost who say to me boost ni pan system no. My to me jina. To say be a winning bebre and answer po we akwala so bet me survive COVID. You were Glister a product ni bi bebre, but you were Glister one. Glister spray. Na them Glister spray na kitwa bi. Wait me sprain we nim. Wait me sprain we face. One kasa we nim facially. Beside that no wa rob. But we say sprain was sound because he beside your doctors no name I not say yes. Very powerful. Into which means I say with that rob on sound. We spray guma na with that. Spread it. Na say be a well baby or sound a protect one against COVID-19. Apart from that, there were more product. There were product be to say ABR to say uko bleacher or fines and Sainsbury's supermarket in Adina. Obon say there are more breach. And you say you see some product you did choose. Sorry, your turret and I say nadi. No, you were near a natural one. We use we healing comb, no healing comb pa, and yet a more harm biara, and I say on how win dear, and I say system no. In Tennessee, you find. Beside that, you will put that to say be an air refresher. Honestly, air refresher so it's so powerful in such a way. So we call it a pound, we call outside now, bapu. No, pub one on you sure we say, and which means spray also. Very, very powerful, so that virus and as a BBR into me and can. Which means spray with them no very fun air refresher and yama chemicals who may assange you no waka high yanka say hunim dia. Inti bibiara I am way product biarano. The good news in say a natural organic product, 100% organic product. Yawo anti-hair fall conditioner to say dia will be ni trivi ebubu mana mu trivi bubu anaso bi pa oni hwi ni na ni product wo ho se wo hia bia na wo contact na ye betumi abo ma wenya obi a mafa nse na nse meni papa bi kasa na so my penyu mi trivi na ayi mini hwi I saw your bald head. You see, bit me a boy, my ba, and pass wajibi. Into the same way, no, what started so ye, and you baba will natural hen and yamedia mona, be bintem banon, a best say funa about so. On and on my arm way, put that in the air different. Now, my main can way last time you can be beat to say be a diabetes one, and so be a cancer problem. Now, when you come, my advice is so be per se or be a cancer. Now, some more per se. Doctors also or chemotherapy, chemo ablation, chemo microwave, dosem pacho, and kumkae because sa chemo kunipa more. Ni but ni share this yam research. I mean, who say chemotherapy no, say nimpa yourselves ni na. In which nimpa nankasa also when your cancer. Na bia wode na cell cells no da ben which me yan hodin bi nti nkofota omu no because of say why cancer we who are surviving say onam ya medim nti say wo cancer no we use a product bia you will live, you will never die. This I bia one use kra but we use kwa de you will live. Beside that you can diabetes one some because na your system to say the pancreas no na the radio lawyer ya ni wa fancy wa cheche and be pray ntimi nko me nsembre wo ho but you put that in me say yes say they will turn back pe na stop because I say pancreas na a system insulin ntimi produce pancreas ntimi produce natural insulin no nti no more sometimes I would call na mo say fa insulin Oko hospital no amo insulin and as mama will find some tablet to be able to be stable. But anka some ne kwan ni say wo muntumi treat. And doctors na say ho indro modema hospital muntumi treat. But so we take from 6 months echo 1 year a bit ase. That is the difference. Some person your community na say en crofret ase. Who take put that now because on the cells na say the cells na send for the cells to come back again no revitalize the cells no when you no it will take time repairing take time until you befriend do this and so yes be over back and I say me na chese no ane no I call no interest because of problem no one said that chest until it will take a little time for it to go and I say be to be healed. Into sanet here into from 6 months down to 1 year no. Just wa repair with cells ni now because there were trillions of cells ni amedia bwen. And also pa into ni abatu chama bia no na affect ye hunim dia. Into no so yeah we friend saying diabetes na de. Na wo bi owo bumps na de woni ti kwa memma no particular mpo ye koketwa hair ye ti a ye bibi na ade ahoho hen ebu also ne nim pimples no ni na ade wa ya enjoy your product a wo fa pestry ta one there no quick on no stop on one time inti wo fan say better lawyers ye one other last one ani Nigerian tea ba kubi wo ho to say o say the tea ne to say green tea that contain antioxidant in na ade na nyome wo mu no so much it says I would to me fabi man fa is it your friends and milk be and just take it like that to say the woman green tea man fa milk and can now ma a best juma quickly in a powerfully wo system no my international you find you need na be wo hono na na didn't so we here bia wo find say no bet me aye intimate sember kra apart from that there last one here Amway ye spring water to say my last time you can your water and shini you nom na buy a kitchen na or recycle if you got him neba no more son so no more treaty for treatment plant kasiye no more treaty na ye we so no more the korean egum Korean see chemical. If you say asano. Interesting this year research bear say yes, you know, chemicals na de woman queen. Google almost you will find saying Brim Google now watch check it. What can I yuki here? Necessary in Sunny Yanom Nankasampono or contain cancer until we baby. So near our friends say we a tea or kettle man. If you want to make a tea, a cup of tea, now would you kettle? No, we almost a baby bow kettle no moon. As time goes on, almost a baby lime scale be about kettle no moon.
That's right.
Yes, you know, as a result of the chemicals in their wounds, you know. When you say I'm sorry, into one say, but the treatment with water, and that's a spring water treatment system, or both son say you be beer free 99% kills all the germs. The beer will send me and I am punching my one casano body nankasa so why you will live long. Into these are some of the idea. We are ready. You bet me up warm the way you be and your problem cry. Until I made a sibe say one man a quinja. Now we're friends and ya can I'm with product on a dozen be brave into the busy ha. Okay, me that's be brave.
Yes, sir, that's before so the column. Percent card number a tuja. Because we are very, very busy. We'll be from here and shall unyame. And to the number 2 jar, Nasa will be product in Libya. Now, on also etna contact or direct. Because as you are speaking, the product in Libya on the screen. Now, say we want come once a juiced power drink.
Yeah, oh dear. And you know, when I could be fear be brave, to be honest, you have spoiled me. I don't know what to do with them. And you know, I have to give some out. I must give some out. And also too much. Yeah.
And you know, over can want some Canada number 2. Now,
okay, Marty.
Okay,
Marty. Sir, X, some more X, now very powerful in such a way, say. Ubi our sport youngsters no na 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 sa wo kwadwuma no na dia boaw munya hoden enya nya power na motonton wo market na mode torin na de keka homa wonuma na de se bia wonom na wonya hoden na da adwuma no we torin bia nim
enya we enya energy drink
I energy but torin nim say na ye wo market no omo de torin bi kan wa say bia ono mo bo wutumi ye adwuma ba heart system no so but when torin bia nim into just an energy drink wonuma ubenya hoaden why adwuma ubenya hoaden fine natural because a natural product no a natural until that makes the difference. Why?
If I number 2 jana after you know.
Okay. But so my number no 075 076 30 4 8 7 0 7 5 0 7 6 3 0 4 8 7. Lion Pacho, Mr. Buama, last week in your program now from Minnesota, Mr. Emmanuel Buama.
Okay.
Osio, made us in Kofu, I'm say 5. And I'm say last week, Omo Toby, Nkofu Guso Omoto, because put that in a very effective. Na Yiduma. Intimate as Bebre, so I'm quite. Yes,
that was it. The reason they say our health being is also very, very important. Because if we are saying, Unya Sikanyana, and so shre okra, and for so bene also.
Yeah.
And Tiata see so dear. I know because oh, in fear Yankupon Diamo Winnie. Uchu Mutaya say, Fianina Udrua Ubu. Mamma Cachaleo.
No.
Yankupon says so a mo yansa, Wama Jenny. Name of old Jenny, not your dear man, or Shesuya, and a bemo. Because nyame ko change na agene. Nyame o change na agene. There has been so many, what do you call it? So many events in the Bible. Nyankopon a change na agene. And a Bible no kra one more. Sometimes it can be controversial. What am I mean for a example in this quotation? And na yenko read it. The book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 17.
Yeah.
Now you read Luke, chapter 3, verse 23 to 38. Now you will see, say, they are giving accounts, but accounts will be a money they different. And the same accounts, no.
Yeah.
And in Yankupon, Sebio, or say, yeah, now, dear my assassin, so. Sebio, say, Udi 70 alpha Mujani.
Yeah.
And no interest in you, name Eso Oya Ashe. Now we show Musuye. Because in so I am chemicals, the diagum.
Yeah.
Chemicals, you say, and yamaye. Ufi says, for tap water. Omo top bottled water. Ebia onyani ti se meneo ani ebenum tap water. Entuma se beba ne sa no na ye nkwan ye dia maye no e reduce. So entina e very very important. We have to do what we have to do to prolong our lives. And a product like this, it is there to help us. So into him will be and I just go there. These are made from natural remedies.
Yeah.
A bit me abua e kwan so we anka Africa anka yem package you. Then nanom okofa han na wanoa oyo desi wo se nom and ye raw. But abroche na yete no, they have to refine it a bit.
Exactly.
And ama se say na yenya ne bottles mu no. Na kan ye mu pa de. Can we go back to nature? You know, bushman, natural stuff. That is what it's supposed to be. But at the moment, we have to do with what we have. Intimidation, there was a pa.
Oh, yes, that's it.
I remember someone to me one young. I saw me so deba.
Okay.
Bema bua da no ada.
Yeah, Yawanina.
Yeah, none of you on Tiasi.
Yawanina.
So, did none of you worth. Neither say I'm matching. Now, what you name is him. Nephi said, I cannot do a pim in the year. I cannot do an open commit me. Sorry. That's what you name is him.
Yawanina, next week, Yamiadma.
I want a win here, pa. Remember, brebe, do Mumate. Oba ne friend koma o na mabre ana say oboa etimi nyina so ni nyina so de ba na be kan ho asem
wani na we fertility na di na nkofo awo that's here boom say mawo meanwhile they were not even they haven't been given birth before
ai na man so muntimi nyem no omo so no ni nyina so de ba
right exactly
that was awesome because a wun nkofo me say sabio me kasa asem wo atwam panyini bi ba mo office amen kai no me ni di nkomo wie no say lawyer na he came in passing I know say your friend say prekese say obi entimi nyema very very important pa na eboa or kind of visa grow no odi enti I did not pay any attention to it later on obi ba office when you cross he is having difficulties in conceiving and I'm so matisa prekese powerful point opa try bi
on try
wouldn't say nipa na
wow
and you know enipa be ye fo e dia wo prekese ba kokwa anyum sisi am no ka say chese wi ase ehu ti na de bi am kasa asem we se wo do ti so bi kasa na de office en kwase asem kra de etie bi e bia ba ko bi wo mu dia na enyansa asem e bebo enti da wase bi e be mo akọ na e be sa kasa bi da wase bye Mr. Ishon na mote ne nka no ye da masipi I say Paradise City for say so afre ye the person no mo twen komo 1 or 2 bi na afi ne bi amatro for nothing na yetimi edede edidwuma no aba na wiye enti na yen share the Paradise City for so ede brey so opedan to Ghana obetimi eno medi enkomo na chese so timi ide asort bibia out amount na chese obia ekodeni enti sana ebe no enti wi anafe ye bia amatro for na tumi na obi so person kase bia na so bi okwashi bia no so etimi ide ebusa a legal program ne na embum se amanfo so ehia mmoa in other areas na ekire se ehu behia se ebe invite wo mo na omo so etimi ene atwe nkomo kakra bi because se bibi ana se Ebenema to the mame Enko Paradise City for na memfa wo mo ebeneba me sa baby madam PC na Mr PC na to say
Nyamia dombo ko fa o
na anopa mo dididie
oh nyaminti yenya bibi kakra afa yeyem
okay ni nyina ye me anopa yi mapem so pa ma wi mi kenken tu se meti atem a me ma ne nyongo me di breakfast what ebidi fufu for breakfast na me si di kenken ase ni nyina si wa me kenken ni mekoshito enye easy
tina utimi kwa koi no
ntu se woti se meti atem a me nka se akwa no ma ovim what ma shame hu ayi pudu ana me kasa ma shame hu de ti so ti se me kasa ka akwa yi e de no kasa yi mame adu amanko afi adawroma kenke bi ode bre me de na easy ma pem so pa ai etina Madam Paradise City na abrabom ti say
oh nyamia dum yes
ye de nyamia se na e de na wo ma etiefo ne
oh well first of all yada was say uye it's very educative and very good. Sometimes it needs to be said, but obianka enti utimikana na yetimiesua adie na yakoye nim as individuals any community enti we are Juma Papa and you do need to be commended and you're very proud to be associated with you in the work that and opportunities are the my say basso to talk about because we believe say a compliment now say one for na yasi omobaye nyama papa na nyama de momo no omutumi become aware of normal enjoy and yet sometimes man in general no I join say was bre and sana utumi enjoy nyama papa was bre pa and sana utumi enjoy nyama papa but and yeah true all the time. Sometimes so utia futua obi brana wa breno it's me boama utrasta brenum ema wonso timi bobra eda form entino ena Paradise City yewa dino ewo Ghana Tama community 25 back room hanum say to sometimes they're very challenging there betimenya baby it's a good thing so be only if you back home but it becomes very challenging and see yes so you shed when they say per se work for no munya a dying comfortably so ne be omo ye adwuma wa hanu say no mu living na oni so omo worry about back home project omo ye send call oh stay or how on top of all the burden I want omo life wo abuche no that side no a year before no more concentrate on other areas are very very important so more into say you were 2-bedroom or honomo there were 3-bedroom or honomo or 4 bedrooms for honomo upe so a bit to start in the meantime not subsequently over called dream homes and our pa ubetimiaye in very flexible dealing on individual basis with Obia because they say you work and for as much as we possibly can. It was say there was to say Kofu bar through show no. It's thank you very much so for that and you were committed to make sure say your reputation now. Yamia bua ma wati me build at this stage no. Yes, you bet twice and I bet upholding amount. So yeah, that was a lawyer. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your kind words. And community 25. I mean, I must say this, and I know that Papa ni susu 80 na emese okogana and also be on one private investigation. And you know, without your knowledge, without my knowledge, he went to community 25.
Yeah.
Eko ye on one due diligent. Or 3 here. Ako on one due diligent. Now oba no, or see give it 10 years time. Community 25 will be like Trasaco. Now okan mi hwe ni din am say, why do you think like that? And I say, David, when I see good investment, I see good investment. Enti obema mo phone call and also obefrɛ mo na ono so etinya ye de e de ne ho agim na ade ba na ase nipa ye aware ne say ewiase se bibi ba omo e jump in quick, you know, they make it quick because enti na say mbe hu sebio enem bi e de no na amanfo awi because at the end of the day, I didn't start here as will be a Christian. So, but opportunity there, it comes once in your life. Once you get the opportunity, Canada Japan will say, strike whilst the iron is hot. So don't sit there for the iron to get cold before you go and strike. By that time, it has hardened. So when it's hot, you are able to squeeze it, manipulate it, and, you know, mold it. So when the opportunity presents itself, don't wait for someone to do it before you do it, because it might be too late. Life is a risk. Jumping on a plane to come to Europe, you took a risk. There was no guarantee that you can come and land safely. But you need to do what? Do something called measured risk or calculated risk, so that you can get the benefit of any investment that you go into. Now, can you imagine? You go to Ghana, you have nowhere to stay. You are staying at a friend's house. COVID-19 has taken over. And Ghana too, when you go and you have money, people are your friends. As soon as the money goes, they become your enemies. The next question is, when are you going back? When are you going back? You know? But if you have your own place to stay, your own place to live, you are the king of your own castle. Nobody messes with you. And when you look at the prices that Paradise City is talking about, you know, it's not something that you cannot afford. As long as you work, as long as you can justify that you have the means to pay for it, they arrange mortgages. They will allow you to get your own mortgage. If you get a better deal, by all means get it and move on, you know, and it will help you, because the whole idea of people chopping your money, it goes down the drain. The whole idea of land litigation, Accra, anywhere that you like, there is always going to be litigation, whether you like it or not. But at least with this, it gives you a bit of security. With the bank, it also gives you security, because the bank will not be that stupid to invest in a property which is litigious. You know, so that is the reason why when you are doing it through the mortgage, if you don't have the money, it gives you that extra security, you know. And also, Paradise City will give you the opportunity to instruct your own lawyers, you know. So if any doubt, your lawyers will look through the paperwork and advise you. So they are different from other companies that have come and gone, whereby they will convince you to do everything under their roof. No, this is different. And therefore, you know, if you look at the package that they are offering and also the choices that you can make, then I think you cannot go wrong. You know, so it's something worth looking into. Don't just sit there and say that, oh, I don't have the money. You will never have the money, because money is something that it comes and goes. You know, you can never have money. Like Bob Marley said, money has got no end. Because there is money is like numbers. No matter how much the number is, you can always add one to it, and then it push you forward. You know, so there is no end to money. You get £10 today, the next day it turns to £5, or it can turn to £15. As soon as it's £15, you want some more. As long as you are human beings, Adam Smith, economist, will tell you, human nature, our needs and our wants, you know, are insatiable. There is no end to it. The more you get, the more you want. So for me, once you get the little money, do a bit of investment. Because when you are old, there is no even guarantee that your children will look after you. There is no guarantee. And therefore, I know one Jamaican man, you know what he did? He invested in properties in this country. When a pension time came, he went back to Jamaica and he's living on the rent. If you leave him, the man is in 80s. He looked like a 50-year-old. Why? Because he hadn't got the stress of thinking about where his next meal will come from. So he was able to invest smartly. And we all have to do that. And I think it was a great lesson. So, Madam PC, if you could leave your number, maybe someone may be interested. Someone just want to make inquiry. Would they just ring, make inquiry? Because a journey of 1,000 steps or a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. You have to make the first move. How do you make the first move? Make inquiry. Get the information. Get the advice. Think about it. Is it something that interests me? Yes. Then you start digging into it. If it's not something that interests you, you cancel it out. But don't wait until 15 years' time and then you say that had I know. And someone said, had I know is the philosophy of a fool. And therefore, if you need to move now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Because tomorrow, wait for no man. So, Madam PC, if you have your number, if you could tell us your number, how people can get in touch, the times that they can get in touch. And by all means, I know a lot of people that have taken your number. They will also be getting in touch. They are doing their own due diligence. I mean, the good thing is you have given people the power. You've told them where it is. And people have actually gone there to see it. And to be honest, all the stuff that they are telling me is good stuff. Where the place is and Community 25 and how it's developing and everything. People are, can we know some of their prices? Someone is asking, Kwame Bedi is asking for their prices. So perhaps I'll put the number down if you tell me the number so that they can ring you direct so that, you can speak to them on a confidential basis, if that is okay.
Okay. All right. Number is +44 333 011 7724 +44 333 011 7724.
Okay, thank you. This appears to be a landline, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a mobile number as well?
Yeah. +44 790 847 5802 +44 790 847 5802.
Okay, thank you very much. I have posted it on the comment section. So those who were asking for the number, they can also call this number and basically speak to Paradise City and look at what they can offer you. A little drop of water make a mighty ocean. At the end of the day, small investment and kakra, you will get somewhere. Because if we are say the air Japan say we drew 70s or 80s, now we need any means of income. Now umaso ayi money. Now what to ne model. What was Sabakasa war as some for one saying. If we are saying you never know. If this is an opportunity, just inquire about it and if possible, invest so that in future you can also enjoy small. Because say utimi that's what the renting part. Rent, it can actually pay for it. So life sometimes it's not about investing, but it's about investing smart. Mr. Prince Anderson, you can also ring the number. Also be such a 3-bedroom executive. Or say I want one. I want to pay outright. Hey, any pay Mr. Prince Anderson. And then the both also be paid outright to Kranana Sumajono. And also say because the thing is property. Michael Jackson says something that I will never forget. Or say if you invest in properties, mortar, you cannot go wrong. And it's something that have stuck in my head. And you know, say, oh, opportunity now, take advantage and do it. Because at the end of the day, you know, you'll be able to, you know, make up and also make money from it. Mr. Frank Rafts is asking, how is Paradise City different from the others? If you ring them, they'll be able to speak to you because she has come on here and talked about this already. Because of time factor, you know, yentini and repeat the same thing. But I'm sure, say, if you call them, they will be able to speak to you. You have to make up your own mind and also look at what is being put on the table, and you know, and make a decision, you know, as to how you want to go about it. You know, like I said, every investment is a risky investment, but at the same time, when you come to risk factors, investing in properties and gold, trust me, is one of the safest investment to make. Anyone who works in the city will say the same thing to you. You know, the funny thing is, even in this country, as soon as we started the pandemic in March, property prices went down. Only yesterday, announcement that came up is going up again. You know, so properties, you don't joke with it. If you really want to make investment, invest in properties. It's very, very important. And you know, dear, everything I can know. Madam Paradise City, or my number, and a good comment section one. Ubetimi idea after one. Mami taking this opportunity now, may acknowledge Oma almost so air share from around the globe. Among for Atiago so pa da ayana sometimes no e bi family so enti mesrem mo ntimi momudi no enye se mi ignomo mi piapia machine me kasa me hwa edu ba bi etimi family so enti mo mfa nchemi aha enti me hu say Madam Ekuya Jima from Asas Enterprise ono edi atoha ehwe sasuna Mr. Isaac F Manson ono so edi atoha ehwe Mr. D Dumfe ono so edi atoha ehwe Nana Poku ososo odi atoha ehwe Elizabeth Ade, good morning to you wherever you are. Mr. Prince Anderson say, I want to pay outright. Thank you very much for tuning in and for watching us. Mr. Frank Rafts, also thank you very much for tuning in. Haley Gray, thank you for joining us. Nat Asari, Mame Kwanedu Yadom. Good morning to you. Madam Edu Amankwa Efua, Metia Mekasa Mari Mikenke, Nacha say, Uvisa Mekasa too much at any fault, only the kinky ne buy. And you know, ube blame me, no blame one, so I can home. Mame every year sapon was baby will be a churchill. To pay Temi Morinike. Good morning, good afternoon to you wherever you are. So, Madam Paradise City, thank you very much this afternoon. We do appreciate the support that you are also giving to us, and also the project that you are doing to help the Ghanaians in the diaspora. May the Lord Almighty God bless you all, and basically ensure that everything that you've set out to do is successful. Any final words for our listeners?
Divert just a little bit. COVID, it looks as if it's gone, but it's not gone. As a community, no, as a government, na ama, ejama, senior, so, and by trying to in our face, uti on the fence line, like lawyer Okano, it's good to make a decision because people, even in this period, that show a lot of interest in, you know, maybe work if you have any question or query, Monday to Friday, 8 to 9, Saturday till about 4 o'clock. After the program, no, 2 hours after that, you bet me
Okay, thank you very, very much. Thank you. The questions will start soon, so those people bothering me with the questions, bear with me, and I'll be dealing with them for you. Thank you very much, Madam Paradise City. Really appreciated for your support and for your encouragement, and also to helping the Ghanaian community in the diaspora. That is what we want. That is the only way. For me, they make no sense to send money to Ghana. Your own brother, your own sister, your own mother, your own father, they will chop the money. And then when you go, they team up together and they will all fight against you. you become the enemy. I've heard horrible stories. People have, built houses. They have allowed their brothers to stay there. They're going back on holidays just to discover that the house has been sold. As soon as he starts talking, he has become the enemy. And the person has vowed never to return to Ghana again because of the way he's been treated. Some people have gone mad as a result. So we need to wise up. How long can we allow people to take us for a mark? Now we need to wake up. And for me, this is one of the best ways to invest. You don't have any family palaver to deal with, So a word to the wise is in the north. So we thank you very much, all of you, for tuning in. Now it's the question time. Let's do about 15-20 minutes question time and answers, and then we will just move on from there. Madam Paradise City, may the Lord Almighty bless you and the anointing be upon you. Thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you too.
Let's speak again. Thanks. Bye-bye. Afe, among for more friend, but me a friend, why? I'm say phone line, I hot to pa. We say you need studio, and you only one line pay. To be so me any day, any name free so. Until you see the next 20 minutes and for answer telephone calls. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon to you.
That was also a power Abwa community. No, cover divide in second by this or Cabaris and what the cry as a sound nego and Paso. As also a can say about the Uru. Ningani and Yamir Jumanibi. Now, the question and maybe beside very simple. Now, and this was no Wakasa. Now, you are no Sebio, who been a can as a Okwasia Poekasa. Ye dignity, Ebi and Wafa, Bibi Bakwa, also son a double co when you. Neno, we show you maternity din, my fa, Nyan Sansem, a woman. Na a Tommy Bia, who can send beer, Rebecca say beer, oh, may no one drink. And so none just away me town for. She a papaya woo America, yeah, and they are singing our aircraft protest. I want to win. Yes, also no utu fear now so be sa. So what kofa wo yere efiri fear ba. Na se wo tie na so a. It is a police in na wetia papa ne neck so.
Exactly.
E mema bebre tia ma neck so omuntimi nhome I can't breathe. E ma bebre e tia mema neck so I can't breathe. Ye tia ye ma fa hodie so I can't breathe. Enti se wo te ho na wo twi protest. E na mrofo ye racist. Believe in me, say your Ghana, I beni any asantini, tribalism, asanti any winning crime. Entino sa protest na ye channel, and now this year we are mama for BB on the positive side, not on the negative aspect. It is a wuti, unu will be to anamo, nese wutia will be a nekisoa. May and now we feel Gassam of racist. Because on the Sebi a queen near Tutu, and I believe said this we see no a day, a so dear, any agent such a baba, young Gassa Sebi, young ya protester, ye tea fear, ye bo binum a kutia. Yes, the only pony and one in you. Now it could be said also so no cool be spiritually.
Yes.
Oh, cool be a be a quite offer so kunipan, only punning to me. But what the office be a Sebio, what the away the papa, as also no, what the MP intino, obi the PNT, say, or not the way in the paponi, obid the obinia Maya Jumo Krumwa, Nisika on a council, and so no lawyer, ye two Nipano, the only Cratano, the Encratani and the Anity Sikaso, Utia will be naked, Untimome. Sa Anna and you may be a wadi, meaning say yes. And ye be there, but I personally, my fa, Nisinto, baby, I may say, Sam pull your mapo, and when you faso, I can't some today a mau cromwa. Sabi, and try ye be a binum, ye from our bruchere, if you fear near dear buyer. As yet, me not gout, it make us a bruchere and quality, Omu may ashay. Now, Sabi Brunina a better no cromano. Was he Brunina a better now on it while one in Mawa? Omutimi be you must be. And me acquire humanity, and me to be my no fear. Into also so Ediana Woyama Woma and will push up na dachi bi so abofrant me me bi papa so na ono so na siatre ama dachi bi sempo ne yeni wa ya emire bi ya ya ka so nya bi ehira bitimi transitin na ye kristofo bi no masere so pese hu se nya bi ehira wa nka wu na ka wu na kwa nko achi asem no ye hu se oni pa wo wu ye eyi otimi bo obra wo ode ne mako school enne ne mabege adefo amene ne mabie nduma ameyesu nya biaye na mara woti we a wosi nya miehira wo na sebio wotia obi na ekeso nipa ni ntime ho me me question on bi trauma ye nyina obi e bi ni chefa wo it is a wotu protest na wo ye go criticize obi na kwasi mrofo ni bi no eye sei yes wo kutuntum no but eye pave e de ma wo ne me e bia na yeso so ye ku bi no e bia ne ye bia wo ye wo fidue mu no ku oba bi obi bi eduma ma wa obi wo wa obi bi eduma ni sika wo de ahye wo de eduma na hye ne sa enso so wadi sika no wo mi se wo tie ne pa na na so
of course
why am your question now bi bisa ne se empo no sa prayer e ku mu aye ese wanya ndofu bi na wa ware no na ebia financial requirement any eduma wo de ni nyina akọ but cover di ba ye na no e na sebi waduma ase sisi ano waduma na se wo di application so akotum waduma wo ye no waje letter waje bibia all the requirement wo dia akoma home office form sisi ana ye ka se waduma say in this case no e ban ben na wo be ma na wo je oba na tena kuro ne mo no e dia na wo be ye sisi se waduma say wo nya aduma ne bi wo so hwehwe wo nya bi eno no se no me pa chaw advice be na betimi dia mai.
Okay, and say and yedi kan ho asem basically what's happening is say home office the policy be by only last Sunday and it was out on the Monday. Omo kan say wadwuma say as a result of the COVID now they can take into consideration your income up to March. So not 6 months no up to March no so with me satisfy rules in the the bema any problem. Just obi ani age after which was the Tuesday morning about 9:45 almost say year free on my website or no and they say no you knew what the intention was but I think it was a policy that was given to case workers to use internally and by mistake obi di kobo ho no and the government is trying to do a lot of concessions in relation to COVID and a common sense law I'm free say so what you must say as a result of the COVID now, they will be more sympathetic. Because if they don't, any panel enkoso enfishe juma now say omu refuse empo any pan bit me appeal. By the time appeal the be friend, any pan ye full time you are not meet financial requirements. Not just say or they are covered that nana sumajono. Why intisana I want it here. Yes, there was CP anywhere foot to us so diaba. I'm on for be good so pa antina almost me afraid. The number is 07538 969 Mwana mo free now. This is the time I wanna be to muso moye de bit me afraid. Papa you offer be 5 times here he bit me a friend back. Hello, good afternoon. You are live on Facebook. This is Lawyer Dark on Justice and Law Solicitors. Now, Eddie bit me ayamane.
Lawyer Patrol, I want to say.
Nyame adom, me ho ye pa.
Nyame ase. E Patrol, Akopa Brown ni me kasa free man.
Hey, Madam Manchester. Bibi aboko de.
E Patrol, you adom boni bi.
That's right.
Lawyer Patrol, I'm a period ye, me pese me bisa o asem kasa.
Yenko.
About IHS fees, you know. The Patrol, me pese me bisa say. E want to be a fee no of £1,000, and I say dear. So it depends on the subject.
Each applicant will have to pay. Na Nansiyano say pressure about government in so kakra. SS will be ye mama NHS there. Eni say only dependent akra ni so mutua. Ama aban no ejitu. But unfortunately, omunya implementing on their system. Until all your application now, still they will ask you to pay the IHS fees. Now, I'm pretty sure say they will come up with a policy at some point for you to call for your money back.
Okay. There's also be a £1,000.
That's right. For the time being, this will be a tria.
Okay. If I show you the last one, madam to be to a application or online, but a chain offer or more baby about in San Noa, almost say on submitting application, which means say home office for some kind. And a WhatsApp we submit to be, but still now almost on some kind.
Bia, you see, sometimes the problem is say we name the way one show you back a big mistake. You see, because we automatically send automatic email to confirm receipt and the payment of the application. And he said we name the way and I say I'm go through. Unfortunately, one can have visa baby we now go fast on Shiaba.
In the pattern, not a to receive application or what I do. Because in the application forms, application reference number, payment, also. But the only thing is almost a month application.
This is strange. I do not understand why in here it was a banner, because
Omamano application or printed application reference number, the payment, the duty, the application. So, but still almost a month application.
Because we'll submit your application, it will send you a link to do an appointment, you see. Because of the COVID-19, now I say we are appointment now in ye. But what the person is saying, for me, it's not really making sense to me. Because when your application and my reference number now from you code the reference number, it must reflect in their system. And to say reference number, but it's not in their system, something is not right. Okay. Either say home office is giving him wrong information, or the person is giving you wrong information.
Because also your application, I
don't know what has gone wrong. Yeah, but I'm with me afraid. Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Nampacho din de sene na kase free.
Yo, mi pacho mi din di Hannah.
Hannah.
The kase free North London.
North London. Hannah from North London.
Okay. Mi pacho lawyer nya mi won share ni juma pa wo di eni nim dia wo de mai. Na mi pacho policy government de buy say yeni aye health care say ya reninti ya west na tiko form no forms yo hon wo say ye company no e feel ko na yetimi government tua 80% edi maye no me company no me na ye juma 3 years up to now I'm feeling koye hours na me ye na no one would tua me enti ma send the forms no send the email akoma our company ni say this is the situation to feeling ko now government sika romo famaye up to now onye enti emre bi wo hwa e betimi di oma faswa na na person bisa lawyer.
Okay.
Me pa so lawyer until na mi wu mi pay kit I was na me na no omode ma me.
Okay, visa be ni kita mpacho.
Me pa so visa kuta me 2 years, 2.5 years it will make quality indefinitely.
Do you have recourse to public funds?
Yes. Me sure, sir. Me sure.
Okay, o card in echi no. So what sha o macho be remarks. Other some that no recourse to public funds and also be Johnny Blank.
No recovery fund or something like that.
Okay, that means you have restrictions on your stay. 2 options. Baby, we are Jumano. Do you have a contracted hours? And I say hours. This is the problem of this sort of contract. Since it's 0 hour contract, hours are being nipano editua worker. And you want say you are fellowed because basically Momo contract need different. See, I didn't kayama face contract. I say 80 hours and a week. They will be able to calculate easily how much money that you are losing. And to people like you, I think say it's important say you can apply for contributory income support. And no, it's whereby a wire juma, where kakra tax and national insurance. Even though you are not allowed public funds, but you can apply for that type of benefit because it is not calculated as public benefit for the purposes of immigration. Alternatively, say, personally, I think this would be better for you. Because of the COVID-19, it has led to a situation you cannot survive. And therefore, you can apply for the lifting of the restrictions so that the government will allow you to claim public funds. In order to do that, you need 6 months pay slips, 6 months bank statement. That will clearly shows because of COVID-19. Before COVID-19, now we have more hours. But due to COVID-19, we have more hours. And therefore, your situation is as it is because of COVID-19. And it's what me demonstrate, say, financially, you are struggling. That means Home Office will need every account, bank statement that you have, each account for 6 months. Now, would you pay slips account? And your outgoings, your bills, water bill, electricity bill, everything. If you are able to get all this, come and see Justice and Law Solicitors. We'll be able to help you and hold your hand to make sure say you are okay.
Okay, because my sending email a manager no. Up to now we planning. Ama I was no plan was sad mammy and I'm saying my cost sending email no. I can't say all apply my enunti. Was I reduce hours no cry.
Because 0 hour contract may a lesson. I'm if it's a Ghana for yenti pa. So we are Jumana say 0 hour contractor. Memo you say you may be. Because anything can happen at any time. There is no job security.
Okay.
And keep looking for permanent job whereby you be given proper contract.
Okay.
Say 10 hours, wouldn't say 10 hours money there is guaranteed.
Yeah.
0 hour contract, which I can't just say in a fee, untria woka, untminya she on foul.
Okay.
And no dear and your cry, a contract bonnier, abba, just say, edinya pa. And 0 hour contract there, Ubia would TB and say, Nubina wa, if you are not sure, go and look at your employment contract. Okay. And do what and start looking for another opportunities because it does not give you job guarantee. And no crano juma with me say due to client pressure, just like that, you don't have any right. So your rights are very limited. So say adianka we employee, you have so many rights and you be protected under the Employment Rights Act of 1996. But as it is now, unfortunately, a 0 hour contract, the open oil, is not good contract to have.
But Mikaisa forms government policy may read throughout or see if you are having a contract, 0 contract, or more contract, you qualified.
You see, now, employer Meka say, to say, no, who are going to me apply because you are not self-employed.
Yeah.
The employer have to apply.
Yes.
That is if they think that you qualify. And it can be down to interpretation and tax implications. And to be or and say your employer and we're dodgy. And to a dodgy, or only a banco deal, now or many run a hoso. And you won't feel. And 0 hour contract now they're problematic. So and now you cannot push him.
Okay.
Oh, they didn't command was okay, may. Una home chill. And for immediate solution, I would say, if you think, say, all your bank accounts in the UK, for example, only savings be a dodgy or baby now, say your bank account can actually show, say,
yeah.
Then the best thing I say, apply for the lifting of the restrictions because this is the time it will be in your advantage because so many cases have gone to court and the court has advised Home Office to be flexible and to be humane when they are dealing with such applications. And I must say, or more restrictions, ni mukakra. Enkrofaya ya mo munyina, they are all succeeding. So you are not the only one in this situation. You know, as I speak to you, me we show you I'm with part 3. Say me friend on bank accounts. I say no mu go through every transaction. I need to explain it to the Home Office. Say ska be to ma, ska ni free here one day be to mu. Say what spend ya, what the year I have to go through for 6 months. And to explain here, na say make sense. They will have no choice but to allow you to claim public benefit. And then in the long term, no, ebebo. In terms of employer, no ne kwatwe because you are not protected by most of the Employment Rights Act because it's 0-hour contract. Into because say over contract in would him say adwuma ni wa yintua woka into ne nyana se. So and the money a bit a yika but for your peace of mind and to move on, adwuma no pe jai ne pefu fro ni jai. And now say in the meantime you have to survive. Get in touch with Justice and Law Solicitors. Let's remove the restrictions so that you can have access to mainstream benefits, especially if you have children.
Yeah.
Most are crazy.
Lawyer, one name a lawyer, we think you just a me baho.
Okay, it's good. Matthias, we Facebook name no.
This said me friend after program next say a me faso.
That's right.
One name a lawyer.
Now, I don't know what you show one chess. I said something keep in touch long time.
Yeah, let me say obey for long time. This month, last month is called the mom, you know. And I'm sure I'm saying no. And you mess up friend no. To me friend manager and discussing or say okati me phone cry. And me start sending email, sending link in the council. I qualified to unfill mommy up to now.
Yeah.
On reply. Even I was in quite a mammy, you know, was a cat no cry.
What shall I bufu?
If you want me, I wouldn't be pa, but make us say now, me.
No problem. And to get in touch. I would suggest if you can have a Monday because after the show, no, and Crofobia Gumeni SME any free or not just a many time, Eddie, the rest, no. Why?
Monday.
And today, any problem, Biana, get in touch. The sooner the better. Near to me, idea. And move forward, Ama. Why?
Monday.
Okay, no problem.
Remember, you are craft.
Ura, okay, no problem. No problem. That's it. No problem. That's it. Okay. After you find another caller, about for free power. Also, offer also bet me afraid. Now, you answer a phone call. You'll be 2 minutes. Now, you fetch me, dear, no, Emrat Nevier. I'm for people afraid. If got only one telephone line that we are using to do this program, and it's also a sort of number no 07538 969 589. Your last caller, you bet Chenny Wavy. The Amway for the buyer, no. It is a pay dear, not as so phrases here. Now, the last caller. They can't be afraid. Hello?
Hello, lawyer.
And you are winning Amway product. Why? You say last caller, you do be man.
Okay.
Number 2, they say.
Pacho media Joe, me more good afternoon.
Also good afternoon, Nibia Joa.
Yeah, that's what my power here, Ghana community, no, Yamishra.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Pacho, my question is, we were 2.5 in a so. Now, first, now, a friend saying 5 year, you, a member of family,
EC family member.
Member, I know that was a long time now. A man from a miniature, no. My bro 5 years and almost let me apply into my year no from February no. I'm a couple of any BBA but 2.5 then it be next month. But a certificate of application and I'm person me who say minimum say due to the pandemic near the end more no more engage money at the na. It be 2.5 ne it be what we no minya no but you ebe affect me 2.5 say bia just in case say bia emba ya megusu hwe nim na se pese me ko renew but
okay
me pese o ma me mo aye kakra
no problem my confused kakra now I mean clarify na ukita 5 years visa
me pacho
ana enu ye ana say engu na de ko 2.5 no
yeah, because I court near idea, but I saw Oman farm, mammy, so almost not a family member, not on you, Juma.
Okay.
But a trainer now almost makes me apply for it because I've stayed more than 5 years here and I have the right to apply for settled status. Settlement status. Yes.
Okay. And it's still not as any union or home boy.
But I say there be meaning ho. You divorce.
Okay. I mean, a complex kakra, and you're straightforward. And also, you're 2.5 years. 2.5 years, we now have 2.5 years. And that means
15 years.
That means what switch visa no, from European angle. Okay. And he said 2.5 years. No, what's that? 1 month. Me
by trying.
Anna, what the kind of application for extension in February? Anna.
Me by trying.
Okay. And he say no. Visa now will apply no a extension because of say uba a British.
But there be a settlement status no.
And you've gone back to apply under settlement status.
Me by trying.
Okay. The reality they say to be successful in the settlement status application, you have to be a family member residing in the UK for 5 years continuous period of time. And now say you need to prove say you have retained your right under EEC law. In order to be able to retain your right, you need to be able to prove say you were married for at least 3 years.
Yeah, we were married more than even we were 4 years plus before I got divorced. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So you tick the first box. The second box now actually say you have to be living in the UK for at least 1 year.
I've lived more than 5 years.
And you must evidence that. So if you have that, you tick the second box. The third box is that there have to be a divorce. And you have your divorce certificate.
Yes, I have the letter.
You take that box and you need to prove, say, your EEC national was working from the time of marriage up to the time of the divorce.
Yes.
So if you are able to take that there, then on that basis, and also you yourself have worked from the time of divorce up to the time of the application.
Yes, up to now. Yes.
So if you're able to do that, then on the basis of the retention, I think, say, you'll be successful.
Yes, but then to me, Bisane say, me try and buy, miss the 2.5 maybe next month. No, I never cannot say.
Because
how
would they work? I mean, the thing is, it's a bit tricky because Home Office, as far as they are concerned, as soon as you switch to the 2.5, will indicate to them, say, you've gone on that row. But what I'm surprised about is, all the boxes, if you're able to take it, something doesn't gel. Something is not right. I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. Because I'm on farm, mommy. Almost that time, no. You see the job, can't know where if anything.
Job seekers and everything.
Job seekers allowance. That was for 6 months. Almost if I say 6 months nature, indeed, I should have got another one from him. Sometimes not me,
yeah.
But what I say?
But yes, yeah. Okay. And the time we no, I want to say we nyani because I'm sure you face the same problem when it comes to the EEC scheme retention. They are applying. I'm sure you face the same problem because that problem hasn't been resolved. You see,
okay.
I would say play safe, and when the time comes, just apply for extension under the 2.5 years.
And affecting also. But 2.5, almost say 14 days I can go on, but still 9 by anything. But maybe someone.
I mean, you have to put in the application anytime before it expires.
Okay.
So I can't one day cram and they will to me apply.
But you and remember be home.
No problem.
That's okay. Let me be brave.
Okay, you take care.
Why? Yeah, you too. Bye.
Okay. Patrol ready your body. Okay. Okay. Anyway, obi so free. Adie we bebre na amwe for their brain. You perceive to be my mouth for a very nice pa, a minty, some mouth sprays, air sprays, or whatever. Mammy store the number now offer ye do we a man, cause son be kind before say offering. And see me store the din as Amway, cause meaning didn't and I said dinner, I should have found to my dream. And see mammy so frail, would also an Amway product or any, Now your man glister yibi, now so far glister, your face, the baby. Sana etie. The king of Bompata, se upe bi aje so frɛ. One frɛ dia, yes ye MLB. Sana etie. We ye check up. Into the time now, akobo 2 o'clock. You take one last call. na afi ya wrap up ye di dwumadie na abada wiye ye da masipi mu amuti di mafidie ne to ana Mr. Kofi Amponsa yes mato wonka me fro enti no ene dwumadie de brem na very simple say opeso kofa baba ekwan a obefa so abefa baba safi na de ato a I would suggest say you go back and do replay na wetini eti ana ye de COVID-19 immigration update so abremone na me ya aduma okay sorry papa yi okay patcho gina so man wine papa yem so I send a question about 15 times many who ana asa etwem okay please as an EU citizen if I want to bring my 15-year-old child here should we apply for family permit or family permit to enter, or we can submit it through the settlement scheme directly as I have settlement status? I mean, you have a choice, either the family permit or the settlement status. It doesn't matter which one. But the key about it is with settlement status, and job as in Biambem, you just need to prove say you are in the UK. But in terms of the family permit, and then you must be working under European law. And that is the difference. And it doesn't matter which one that you choose. Whichever that you want, you can choose it and you can swap it as you go along. And answer no. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I'm Patrol Manning, I bought from Casafri Dawson, lawyer. That was be brave. I bet you no one be wire there. I mean, shroud. Na kaka me concept, I'm saying for a first caller now, Kasai, no can racist as some. Na me so me de kakra beka ho. Na video na air call round na eyen be before, especially Ghana for only kosa abrofu racist no. Yen very careful. Cause a wouldn't kwala eti ho. Na se wo kasa sa na wo show sa no mana. Sa na kwala no kwa abontin a mbe kwa akoye. E wa abontin. Ni yen kakasapa ani odopa. Broni bia ni wa se bi oye racist. Ye nyina ye ni baba ko. So usuro nyamete ya ye nyina ye ni baba ko. Ti ye nya ni emfa kasapa odopa. Ni ma enkasa said be o mko adwuma mu ba bia o mko bi institution o metini abrofo agati on cause woni bi de me hu ne se woni abrofo antimi angati on na woni wiase mfani ni na obia de obi afre muslim obi angati on na mko adwuma ma ntimi nya adwuma abra bo be basa pa nti ya ye hwe yie wo ensem bia ye ka ho kakra maka cholo ya ba ko me da se bebe
Yeda wasipa ese odi efutu so aba e very very important
mem pese obi be ka sa brofu ye race mem pe bi kura ti o fi o se nya papa nya sem papa enyo omo a ka se bi enti omo mem enyo omo a ka se bi nya aduane ni nya adwuma nye ti ye nyina ye ba ko omo anso na konkuro mo amotim kuro mo amotim nya adwuma omo anso na ko adi sika bo mo kuro ye bibia ma mo ti lawyer me da se pa.
Okay. Yeah, that was CP. Hey, I said more. Okay, that's CP. Bye bye. Okay. Okay. Mami, I say, honestly, a fresh, I see untimi engrem. Ti mami share numbers na me friend back. Na ejado no so one on family. I see the number ne end of 94 and mention 9 okay when you I am part wa frame be 50 times we sorry I am easy but obey any and you know your friend mommy
somewhere extra special follow me and I'll tell you all. Please leave your message after the tone.
Okay,
to re-record your message key hash at any time.
Okay, mommy and me amfa my friend a voice message in tell me say she has gone back to work. Na obi so fresh CA onya krono so ebitimi asai afrebiem so our friend ayentimi amfa forgive us because ana enye easy. Okay, mami 94 friend mami 94 why are there what friend back. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Nah mami ate say nyami adom mo voice no for mpa won kema no pay yana.
Okay. All right.
Boom mommy.
Okay.
Kasa memem.
No, but na me divorce be man.
this year, 2019, which is July, and Minyami different February 2018. Na using settlement na omode app ne buy no e ho na minya so say me apply for card no ba almost 250 minutes na menye no na me call Ghana 2020 July me call worry 2019 the same time na me divorce ni kuno the same month no mana me worry nyanka sama worry na me kuno no Ghana enti no divorce me in Ghana because a customer marriage nibi. Ain't you know na me pese me who say me divorce wo Ghana they call register is it foreign affairs? Yeah. Nipa no kwese or the akoko nyina bana me pese mbusa say maye no hono no manye ni kro na e possible and I say o say me no I say because me to so answer we no man say I influence.
Okay, I mean yeah some program leader Ghana divorce certificates under Ghanaian customary law. I will say to you say enye safe adentina enye safe section 46(2) of Family Law Act of 1986. They call something recognition of foreign divorces. And basically the can say obi koye foreign divorce na say odebe kromu ana so be so using wo kromu. It can only be recognized if the following applies. 1, if the divorce was obtained through court proceedings. Because of say marriage in a customary marriage, it cannot be done through court proceedings under Ghana law. And what they would do, they said they would do it under customary law. Under section 46(2), actually say omobechi customary divorce umpo atumua ewo kromua. Just a parties approve say 1, baby a divorce need take place or mojitum, which in this case Ghana. Yeje Ghana customary divorce tum. Fine. 2, as a approve say both parties to the divorce were living in Ghana 12 months before the pronouncement of the divorce. When me prove that it's a grounds for not recognize the divorce certificate. And I have always advised people say to be safe, do the divorce in this country before you go to Ghana to marry.
Okay, now so a cost for had
I had divorce, yes. A cost court fees in Kungano, which you have £550, or lawyer they are choke around £1,200. So no tina kofo break in Ghana no. Na a chrome was so there. Emrofo there or no.
I say you worry a family marriage no.
Who are real Ghana? Ti brody beka say na faculty na Ghana enye krom
because you just for 1 year prior 2 years and san ye go divorce. Ne entimu mu ha. But what we from in nye menene say and now on shame me ban but me ban so me nin say no na me wa worry ba nya sa be ma no. If I am DNA now, approve it at them, and also crack a hona like Miss Lisa Giant, In this case, no, the stone I just made divorce. No,
I would say, for your sake and for your new husband's sake, it's better to do it from here. The reason is, ubet me the application nako. Uba could application fees about £3,000. Home Office can turn around and say that under Section 46 the application is refused because your divorce is not recognized. As my make actually obi be home 2 years ago, make the same thing went or the another lawyer or the soonest I buy, and there was nothing that I can do.
Okay.
And don't make that mistake. No.
Okay, Matthew, the one they do a minister me bana me will have program kakra me now heart program I say is not me pacemaker. Major benefit. Now, me pedan mina, omo person be ma me begin in a house. No, me yes, landlord is all torn. I know. I also be moving up call council. No, me it's not the landlord perfect in my place. But pressure neighbor me are really not mean to me. Landlord ne the jury no frame ya no case me ne member ye be a question car no to me. Tina also me movie out. Tina me movie it. Ko e council me am but many how flat no third second floor for me health is me go GP ama me let us maintenance ground floor. Wo muso muni dan bia wo me be de o me ma to ban G general housing yeah, 10 to something years and maybe in this case, massage benefits now they apply for a disability allowance now a PPI. Oma refuse to say because Miami could shopping mall, Miami to me market between and I'm not entitled for. But we read this one for this way, for this disabilities, no scanner or second no me heart failure, no it won't be. But meaning data or more refuse me go again and as I mentioned, Mema GP mame carers and yeah on best support me. But at the same time, me 20 hours because my encourage na me ho na me ya na me ni supreme na ma pray. Esa na as a pressure bi na me tiati me ba na as bibi e mesi. Akra ni so 4 years. Yes, na me sometimes me twitwa me bu ne kra so ni save man no. It's no ba me start adwuma na na ma calm me down na me mind na you okay na akuma na ya na ebufu aba na article. But means this will be full time. To this case,
I mean, what you have to realize is sometimes these benefit people, sometimes they can get decisions wrong. You need to carefully study what the refusal letter was about. Go and see your GP. With the medical report, you can always reapply. When they refuse, you need to really look at the reasons for the refusal carefully. They will give you the right of appeal, in which you could have appealed, and you could have got lawyers involved. You know, if you don't have the money and you speak to someone from Citizens Advice Bureau, they may be able to assist as well. So you need to perhaps look at that.
But because of Miami Gary, I need to for almost all the Section 8 Nelson could be considered. I'm able to do all these things myself.
I won't say you cannot have it both ways, because if their criteria actually say, what would me Gary? Now say won't qualify. Now in an event you say, Echina, what would me Gary? Now so qualify.
Okay.
Okay. Let me say, you know, because the thing is, if you don't make a decision, you're on a checklist. Can this person bath? If yes, you don't qualify. If no, you qualify.
Yeah.
Until what the major amount.
Okay.
Why?
Mate, and I'm a house inside there.
I'm house inside, and to be honest with you, you made a big mistake. Sebio, so be at the Africa, bosom airboard, and I did become with Europe with that, because bosom was also from Mediterranean more bayera. So, because when you're too pet, that means you have made yourself intentionally homeless.
I also may move into other bar now because women just say no. My mother is a movie me for me or a real crown. I have to find somewhere. They will pay they pay my house and
yeah. I mean, other bar crown, they can still trace it back to where you came from. About what Digo history, and they will use it against you. I know so many people the same thing has happened to them. It doesn't solve it. Make us say, be a Tinamukakra, maybe as a landlord, we can do 2 dia, now, baby, new case.
Okay.
You see the point. And you know, the landlord no say, when you free, naturally, say, when you tria. Why? Why? Okay, I wish you all the best and I wish you speed recovery. MSA, Nana Frey, Nanentimian room, Bompata Henny. If you're afraid, if you're hello.
Hello.
Mr. Waji, who's in everywhere? Who may be most why
I
can't to be honest, me refi. And today not text me your address. Why?
Okay.
No problem. Oh, yeah, we are my bread about you.
Okay.
Martina from 11 o'clock.
Because my trust and me question be and I'm saying, send me to me question be which and I miss me the community in Freke.
Mati. Yeah, several.
Okay, Mate. And
yeah, we are for your own. Try not to me.
Mate, that's
okay.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, the money now must say, SNS so.
Mate. Say you never what's in so.
So what down Roma, I say, what shape?
Yes, I said, no, you're not correct. I say it's made 3,000.
So what down Roma, if you're
oh, that's good.
It's in a sa.
We program for Tisa. Oh,
now my vim.
Yeah, I don't say a cocoa in him.
Sa.
Then so the more customer saver.
Sa. Not more glitter so sober.
You're correct.
Okay, that was it. Won't take care.
Okay. Take care.
Idea session next week.
I'm a test address and I'm here.
Okay, send mommy. Na ye besre as a program no mama mo modern na mo share my said ya yenuanom a obososo entimi entie no ombetimi etie so mo free adwuma ba ene enkrofo pi ana omdo mafidie eto ha no ana omutie de ye de bremo na ye de masipi ye hu se de si na mase ye hu se Mr. Albert Obo me hu se wo share program nyame nshiraw Shelly Chey me hu se ososo wo share program no Mr. Moses Buoma also so me hu se wo share program ne pa also so one of the products yes me ma ba ko into they are now getting in touch no ba beje ba ko Anakakra anasa amakakra baby I will be a good afternoon to you baby I will be a chiachia Grace Quartin also baby I will be a chiachia Moses Buama baby I will be a chiachia Sana Etie Prince Anderson also my question oh yes I think sir I've answered your question and you know it doesn't matter which route that you choose either say family permit and I say settlement scheme permit no obetimi age ediama Obana and I say Uniana Amana on Swaba. It doesn't matter which one. Hey, Ford Watcher, Namoten and Cano, or no Siachiano, Yadana Sipi. Monshe program Nena Enkobe Biara. Every angle, Tokro BM, Yanfanko room. Say, who group beam on WhatsApp. Just cut the link and go and paste it there. Said ya Numbi, as ever benefited from it. Ebi a topic a ye crano, Ufi say M1 will be Ebison and Ebebuano. Ebi a question will be free I will busaye unyebi o on so ebeboano. Enti Abba was so a chacha Abba Saki. Moses Boma a chacha. Nana Ahinka a chacha. Kofi Ampon Sabia will be a chacha. Yes. Asantua Ajekum obeying baby I will be a chacha. Daniel Nana Owusu, good morning, good afternoon to you, baby I will be a chacha. Emmanuel Boche, baby I will be a churchill. Eric Nana Opoku, baby I will be a churchill. Rosalind Arthur, wherever you are, good afternoon to you. Yao Edu, baby also will be a churchill. Daniel Ado, also baby I will be a churchill. Owusu every year Educhum, baby I will be a churchill. Rushin, baby I will be a churchill. Kwesisika, also baby I will be a churchill. Mo ayenti amomudie no mo mfanche next week ebesa babiem nyame enka mo ho na onhira mo nyina yebesa ababiem dobnado see ya bye bye.